I'm Shane.
And I'm Bo.
We are your Kentucky Fried Critics.
51.
That's right. If you guys are hearing this, we are officially back from our mini vacation. Again, we know we took 2 release weeks off. We know that didn't sound that bad, but we also know 2 release weeks is actually 3 real weeks.
Yeah, 3
because
yeah. We missed you though. Did you miss
hearing our sweet voices?
Ah, yes. My lovely hillbilly tones. I like to think I have a fine southern drawl.
There you go. See?
A little Colonel Sanders.
Foghorn Leghorn. People love Foghorn Leghorn.
Oh,
I'm just saying.
I say, boy. My dad loves Foghorn Leghorn. That's like his favorite Looney Tune.
See? I'm telling you right now. A lot of people do. There's nothing wrong with having a fine southern accent.
Yeah. It's only when people can't understand your accent is when it's a problem.
Well, exactly. I was right to say, you're not...
I've worked with people.
I think that's a good little bit for us. That was a good fun run.
That was a good fun little thing. You hit us with the socials.
Yeah, we'll get the socials. We'll get into this. Again, now that we're back from our break, we are going to try to get back to this
speed run.
Well, not a speed run because we still want our personalities. But certainly the idea that if we're going to video, we can't always do 3-hour episodes. And we definitely need less editing. So that means we have to be a little bit tighter. We have to make sure we stay on track a little bit better.
Partially script it, maybe?
Because I still don't like that.
Don't want to do that?
No. I like us just coming in, not knowing what the other person has written down.
I like
you know
that
what I mean?
Too.
It keeps
more
it
natural.
Fun. Well, and again, I still want the excitement levels. I'm not saying I don't want people to have to randomly take a earplug out because me and you get too excited and try to talk over each other about the moment that was so cool. That still needs to be there.
We haven't done that in a while.
I guess. I think we have.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, I want to keep that kind of vibe. So obviously we got to come in not knowing. We can't script things.
Yeah, that's fair.
Plus, anytime I've ever tried to do that, like I've made a joke up specifically, I'll miss it every time. I'll have it in my notes. Like,
I'm not an
say
actor.
This at this point.
I can't do a script.
And then we will talk right past the thing. And then like 10 minutes after the fact, I'll look and be like, oh
I had a good joke.
I had a joke.
God, damn it.
Every time that's what happens. So I couldn't if I wanted to. This is much more our vibe and I like it.
Yeah.
And the only thing about it is, again, if we're going to get ourselves better, we have to train ourselves tighter, less tangents.
Need a producer. We need somebody over.
We really do.
Off camera being like, get back.
I'm sure they would already be telling
throwing
us.
the cutoff signal like, hey, too long.
They would already be telling us right now.
Yeah, like,
guys,
just wrap it up.
Guys.
You haven't even started.
Yeah, you said you were going to do socials and then you never did. On that note,
Shut up, invisible producer. Just sit there and take your paycheck.
I will take that cue from our fake producer right now and tell you we will actually start the socials. So we will start with our usuals. That's the Meta 3. If to find us on all of those, you're just going to look for Kentucky Fried Critics. That's all lowercase, nothing special. No hyphens, no underscores, no spacing.
We'll get to the hyphens later.
Yeah, but none of the fun things there, unfortunately.
Okay.
I guess going from there, we'll hit our YouTube, which is going to be the one that used to drive us nuts. Used to absolutely
my absolute favorite now.
I know.
It's got my friend.
It's so fun how quickly that changed too, right? Like
all it took was the love of a little tiny rat.
Exactly. Like we came up with pitching this idea, and then people heard it, and people love it, and they're going.
We had a fan draw us a picture,
and so now we've got a nice mascot. He's on all of our
shit.
Yeah, he is our profile picture now.
Yep.
So if you go anywhere. Poor Commander Pop Culture.
He got promoted to staff.
It's okay.
He's off. He's off at the Pentagon.
He'll make his appearance again at some point, I'm sure, guys. But right now,
He's got paperwork to do.
It's all about the rat. We do indeed love our Riddick rat.
He's so cute.
And so again, he
loves his hyphens.
You find us at YouTube at youtube.com/@KFC Riddicks, and that's why we have him.
Riddick the rat.
We had to come up with a reason on why it was Riddick, because again, it was supposed to be Kentucky Fried Critics.
Yeah,
and we just couldn't get it.
No, we weren't quick enough.
Yeah,
by 12 years.
By
or
12 years. Yeah, they've had it just locked onto it. Never
did nothing.
And so we had to go with something different. And so I said, well,
ours is better now.
Yeah. Well, and like
in their face.
You remember it used to be like, how do I even say that? KF critics, KFC critics, and it was just a joke. Like, I mean, the first time I said it to you, you just laughed and were like, I kind of like it better.
I like that. KFC critics is funny,
and so it's just one of those things.
And it evolved.
Yeah, it evolved from there, and so we do love it. We love how much that piece of podcast lore has really just taken over in its own right. That one leads us over to our website, which is the original podcast lore. It's the original thing that we really took and ran with and made jokes about.
The cause of my addiction.
That's right.
My weird obsession with hyphens.
That's right. Our website host is our podcast host. It's coming over at Acast, and so they gave us a nice website at shows.acast.com/Kentucky-Fried-Critics. And Bo loves them hyphens.
A lot better, but I don't get as excited. But I just
like
hearing it, the rhythm, something hyphen. You can do it with anything.
Well, and
pizza hyphen.
Well,
taco,
we kind of dropped it after a little bit. We didn't push it as hard because we also made sure they used to know like episode titles. Those are all extra hyphens.
Yeah, those were extra hyphens.
We found other gimmicks and we went with those gimmicks. I mean, but this being 51 and now being officially a year in. We took our break and we're back now a year in. Just felt like a good time to reflect on.
They have to know by now I do things just to entertain myself, right?
Well, isn't that why we're here?
Yeah, that's the whole reason we're here. We were bored and decided to do a podcast.
But yeah, it just felt like a good time to reflect on how we got through our socials and the weirdness that it's been to get here. All of the many pieces of weird lore.
The weird puzzle that we've pieced here.
It is our home and we love it.
It's you ever see those weird ass puzzles that aren't like traditional ones? They're just like literally random fucking shapes.
Yes.
Those are nuts.
Well, that's what this is.
Yeah. And then we make a beautiful picture at the end.
That's right.
And everybody loves us, right?
Yes.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like that.
That
was good.
Like how I did that.
That we'll go ahead and segue off from there into the last one. That's the OG, the original, the
suggestion box.
The way you would get a hold of anybody
since like
in
1995.
Yeah, something, which is it's a good way to reference.
Wait for it.
That's right. We're almost there. Well, they already know.
If they listen to our mini episode.
Well, not even that. This is one of them. We didn't keep a secret. They know.
Yeah, we know. You all voted for this one.
Yeah.
It's your number 2.
So they already know this is hackers. I mean, we're not keeping it a secret. No. Yeah, that was a good segue. I will go.
We'll go ahead and we
can say it out loud without feeling like we're giving anything away this time. The email, though, before we move off, I guess we started to make our jokes. I almost forgot, which we've done a few times.
No, we haven't.
We try to.
No, we haven't.
Whatever.
We didn't fix that.
If you find an episode like that, no, you didn't.
Yeah. Don't know what you're talking about.
But so again, if you need to get a hold of us, that's at KentuckyFriedCritics@gmail.com. Nothing special. We can go ahead and move on. We've already basically moved on. Let's just
we're done. Let's on to the movie. On to hackers.
Like we usually do, we start with the drink, but since we already know the movie, since it's not a secret, there's no reason to start with the drink for one last hint code for you. So again, this is Hackers. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. It's from 1995. We'll go into a little bit more about the movie after we do the drink, but I just feel like there's no reason to keep a suspense on it.
We don't have to be like, oh, what could it be, like we usually are.
That's right. So we can just go ahead and say that.
In my fake mystery voice that I do.
So go ahead and hit them, Bo. What are we drinking?
It is Rhinegeist Brewing Company, I guess.
Yeah.
From Cincinnati, real close to us. Electric Glow Fruited Sour. No, it's an ale. Nice.
Well, sour is actually the kind of beer.
Oh, just helps that it is actually sour.
The sour is a style. That's why I was telling you originally, like this is fruited sour, which I like, and you liked the other
wheezing
one.
the juice from our.
But I've had sours that are not fruited sours. It is a style of beer.
I like this one, and it's kind of pink.
It's cherry, citrus, and subtle spice. Cherry. The color is cherry. Yeah, so it is a very beautiful shade. We originally thought passion fruit. It's like
the bubbles are pink when you pour it.
It's like
in
a
cup.
pinkish purple.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, so this definitely has a sweet fruity taste. The sour is there. It doesn't bother me as much.
I don't eat a lot of sour stuff, so I really feel it. He's over here like, man, I could drink this like water. I'm like, nah, this is a sipping beer.
No, I could definitely like it.
It's good.
The sour hits you in the front. The fruit hits you in the front. Then it does start to, I mean, the aftertaste
dissipates really quick.
Aftertaste is so non-existent, and not in like a bad, like not in like I don't like that, like in a that's dangerous because
Yeah,
like
like
the fact
water.
that like 2 seconds after I take a drink, I'm like, I don't taste anything. I need more beverage.
Slightly flavored water.
You know what I mean? Like
right?
it's literally just like, oh, I need more beverage now because that flavor is already
It's
gone.
already gone.
It's perfect, dangerously perfect. That being said, it is luckily not too strong. It's only like 4.5, so I don't have to. That Wheeze in the Juice was pretty strong.
Yeah, Wheeze in the Juice was like 7, wasn't it?
We're in safer territory.
Yeah.
here. I can drink this and not worry about
Not
killing
worry
myself.
about it. Nice day drinking beer.
Yeah. And we'll give
You want to
guys...
keep it around 4 to 5% if you're gonna be drinking during the day.
Definitely.
We've learned.
But yeah, we'll definitely give you guys a little bit more input on what we think about this after we've
At the
had a little bit
end?
more. after we've had some of it. But so far, beginning thoughts,
very good.
delicious.
We'll see how it tastes when it gets a little warm.
That is a good standpoint.
Some beers,
so far,
some beers get better. Some
Elvis
get worse.
juice. Elvis
Yeah,
juice
it was weird. You could serve at room temperature.
That was so good at room temperature, man. All right.
Sounds weird. Try it. Just let it sit on the counter for like 30 minutes and then drink it.
All right. On that note, then we're trying to sneak in old beers. We should probably
Yeah.
go ahead and start talking about this movie before we get too off track.
We want to promote the old episodes.
I know. All
Hackers.
right. Hackers. That's right. Before we get into talking about the actual movie, let's talk about
who's in
the
it?
movie and where
Who did
where
it? Who's
came
in
from.
it?
Yeah. So this is one of those things. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. That being said, I could tell you more about the thoughts the director and the writer had behind the scenes than I could have told you who they were, even though it's one of my favorites. This just goes to point out the fact that we've always said
we're not really director
we're
people.
not people like that. Yeah, we're not people like that.
Half the time I don't remember who's in movies. I just remember the movie.
On that note, our director for this movie is Ian Softly. He has directed a few other movies. The only one I really want to
direct them softly.
I have no idea. Nice.
Dad-ish joke. Come on, that was good.
But the only one that I even feel like mentioning here, because I feel like it's one that other people might know enough to connect to, is K-Pax. He was the director of
Yeah,
K-Pax.
I liked that movie.
It's a good movie.
I think me and Mom went and saw it in theaters.
I like it. It's again, it came out at that time like Phenomenon and again, like those weird
Michael.
Is it science? Is it this? Yeah. Like what's going on?
Is it spiritual? Is it science? Yeah. Is he an alien?
It was So I don't really have anything else to say about Mr. Softly. Other than that, he's done
some good shit.
He directed this,
which
is one of my favorites.
Oh no, I love the direction in this movie.
Oh no, the visual choices, the visual,
and the cinematographer. These are my two favorite people right now.
So I'll go ahead and say that for the movie. This is a movie that, again, by name you can probably already tell, focuses on hackers, computers. But it's from 1995. This is an era when it would have been very boring on a computer.
Yeah.
And hackers was a subgenre of
Punk?
people, you know what I mean? Like, and so it was very much like a lot more like, let's show the culture than necessarily it was
anti-establishmentarianism.
And so, like, to get the point across, he made sure that all of the scenes where you're seeing the
computer shit
is not computer. You're not seeing what would be on the computer. You're seeing like this world that they've constructed in their heads. The reason why they can lose themselves in this for hours, right, is because
they're seeing all this really cool shit.
They see it. They interpret it differently than we do, because to them it's super exciting, right?
Yeah, and so to us it's just a bunch of letters and numbers on a screen.
And so the whole point is that it is very stylistic in what we see for the computer.
Fantastic.
And real hackers and real people who love tech in 95, they hated this. Me, as an 11-year-old child, I thought this was amazing.
You've always got those people, man. They're like, it's not realistic. This movie sucks.
But again, I can agree with that if that was the intent, and that was not his intent. His intent was to be this. His intent was
very
to be
stylized,
and it's so cool.
If you wanted a documentary on hacking, go to the Smithsonian.
Exactly. So he did a lot to really make that too. Like the sound choice.
Yeah, dude, this
the
movie
soundtrack is great. It's like
so
all
bad.
Heavy. It's heavy
Techno?
electronic music.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so beautiful. It's it's like Prodigy. It's like
this could have been so bad if you did not have this director and the guy who was running the cameras.
Yeah, if the writer had been given somebody who wanted to take that script and do it exactly visually the
Yeah.
way it was written, it would have been
It
awful.
would have been awful.
It would have been boring, very boring. And that's coming from a guy who loves this movie. It would have been boring.
This is one of those great things about movies, man. Like you look into like it's like this movie's awesome, but it could have been really bad
So
if like
close to
one or
being able to
two
be
things
really
was
bad.
just slightly off. It could have been awful, but they pulled it the fuck off, and that's amazing.
Yep.
Because I'm sure reading the script, they were like, "How the fuck do we even do this?" Because like just reading it on a piece of paper
would have been boring.
Yeah, it's like, all right, you got kids staring at
Some-
computer
yeah.
screens. Like
They pulled it off. Since we already mentioned the writing, again, the writing is good. I'm not trying to downplay that.
no, it's fantastic.
But again, without the right visual accompaniment,
yeah,
this would
it's not going to work.
But so on the note of writing, our writer is Raphael Moreau. I'm probably mispronouncing it. It looks French, but I mean, I don't know.
Good enough.
It's not wrote a lot of other things. He wrote this. He wrote The Rage, Carrie 2.
Yes.
The 1999 sequel to Carrie.
Oh, Halloween. We gotta do that one for Halloween. That one's so good.
And then he also wrote several episodes of The Lone Gunman, the TV show that was a spinoff of The X-Files. A spinoff where the people are very much like us.
Nerds.
Pop culture
Just
junkies.
Trying to solve conspiracies and alien sightings and shit. Nice. I'm gonna have to watch that. I didn't really watch the X-Files.
I watched enough of it. I liked this show.
I've seen the first season.
I liked this show more than I liked any.
That one sounds more like my style.
Yeah, it is for sure.
Good stuff though. Good job, man.
We've covered his entire repertoire. So on that note, we can officially just get to who's in the movie. This is pretty star-studded.
There's a lot of people I'm sitting here watching. I'm like,
but star-studded in a way. Exactly. I was gonna say that it's star-studded in a way that unless this happens to be one of your favorite movies, you probably don't know these people by name, unless you're me.
I know two of them by name.
Well, again, there is certainly one star who is leaps and bounds above everybody else in this cast. Again, this is from before that was ever true, but she's here, and that's Angelina Jolie,
looking fucking hot, dude.
Yeah, well, this is before she was anybody. You know what I mean? Like this is like, this is when she was still doing
indie films.
Well, she was doing like this. She did what's that movie? Foxfire. It's just her and a bunch of other girls.
Never heard of that one.
It's weird.
It's weird.
It used to be on TV a lot.
Fucking Showtime.
Yes.
Show you the weirdest shit at 2:00 in the morning, wouldn't they?
But yeah, so she was definitely doing like a lot more like that type of fare. It wasn't like she wasn't Tomb Raider yet. She wasn't, Girl Interrupted. She wasn't she wasn't who she is now. She wasn't with Brad Pitt. Actually, when this movie came out, she was dating
the main character,
our other main star. So again, I would say this is a movie with two mains. That's him and her.
Yeah, crash and burn.
And so before we move off of Angelina Jolie, we should say so. She is playing Kate Libby. That's the actual person,
a real person name,
and then also known as
Acid Burn.
Because all of our main characters have
a really cool fucking handle.
All of our main characters have a hacker handle and their real names.
What would yours be?
Oh, mine is just Bowie 710 because I use it already.
Yeah,
and that's been my handle since I was 11 when I saw this movie.
See, he's already got his locked in. I had to think about mine. I thought about it yesterday. I'm gonna be typo.
That's awesome,
right? Because I can't spell for shit.
Well, plus it's like a nice typo negative reference.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that. That's even cooler. Oh yeah, I'm typo now.
Bowie 710 is just what I use for everything, and again has been the idea of having a handle that didn't change since I was 11/12 came from this.
From this,
the number part was just randomly assigned. Like back how it was back in
the
the Bowie is for me is not David Bowie. It's from a video game.
Yeah, you've mentioned this on the show before.
The
Sega Genesis episode.
Because it's from that, And so again, it's just it is one of those things. But this is now we get another connection back to it because this is the movie that inspired me to make that and never change it. Yeah. So that is my handle because of this movie. So
hell yeah.
But on that note, we can go ahead and take care of our other lead, our main lead, really. Like the true
story
lead,
is about him, really.
And that's Johnny Lee Miller. He is playing Dade Murphy. His hacker handle is Zero Cool or Crash Override.
I like that one better.
Yeah, We'll get to them all when we get into the movie because I don't want to start talking about why he's got 2 yet.
Yeah, but we'll explain it
because it literally is what kicks off the movie.
Starts it.
But Johnny Lee Miller, he's a guy, you've probably seen him in a couple of things. He's not like astronomically. He's definitely not Angelina Jolie.
No, I'm sure he still works.
He does a lot of work. He's been in some big movies. He was in Trainspotting. He's done a few other I can't think of one. He did this one, it's like a period piece. It's like a comedy of 2 like 17th or 18th century robbers. like carriage robbers. It's funny. It's really funny. You would probably like it. It sounds right up your alley. I'm telling you.
Sounds like something I would write.
Yeah, it's a good one. He also was on a TV show that ran for several seasons called Eli Stone. He was Eli Stone. It was a musical law show.
I like a good musical.
It was great because it was like a comedy version of Law and Order, but no police part.
No police part. It's all just in the courtroom.
Well, it's like high end court cases too. So like, I mean, these are all nuts. But he was just like, he had cancer, and the thing was pushing on a part of his brain that made him hallucinate
that
people would break into songs. Like he'd be in the middle of like court.
And the judge jumps up like, blah, blah, blah,
oh,
blah,
yes.
blah.
Yes.
Yeah, dude, okay, I have to watch this.
It was so good. He would see dragons and stuff.
Nice.
I mean, he saw fantastical things.
Fuck yeah, dude. That sounds awesome.
It was. I
probably only got 1 season, didn't it?
2 maybe. I adored this show too. Like I
always
loved
do
it.
shit like that.
Again, and I loved it not just because I love Johnny Lee Miller. I loved it for many reasons, but the fact that it was Dade Murphy.
Yeah, made it even better.
Even better for me personally.
Bet he can sing too. Hey,
yeah, of course he can.
Fuck yeah, man.
That's why he was the lead in a musical TV show, man. I don't think you can get that unless
I don't know. Maybe
sing.
if the gimmick is that he's a bad singer.
Oh, I guess yeah. Because again, it is it was just a brain tumor. Yeah, never mind. You're right. It could have worked.
Would have made it even funnier.
It's good. You should definitely check it out. On that note, we'll go ahead and hit the next of our big people. The other person that Bo was hinting at, there are 2 people in this movie that are definitely bigger than their britches.
Yeah,
like this is just before their time, before they got bigger, right? And that's gonna be Matthew Lillard,
the man.
I love Matthew Lillard. You guys already know.
It's fucking Shaggy.
I've SLC Punk. Man.
SLC Punk.
It's Steve-O.
Steve-O.
Now this is gonna be a movie where I'm gonna tell you, it's not my first introduction to Matthew Lillard, but it's close. And it's probably the first one that I actually remember. Like, not just like, I know now that I did see him in something else first. Like, this is the one that like cemented who he was as an actor.
Because he's more of a character in this
He's
movie.
A character. Like, so the other thing I'd seen him in before this was Serial Mom, and he plays a very suburban house kid.
He's wearing like a polo shirt.
Yeah. So again, it very different. Yeah. Right. This is
the Matthew Lillard.
This is a
think
vibe,
of, right? Like this is awesome.
This is a whole vibe.
Fucking wacky, fucking braids going everywhere.
The weird dreaded. I don't even know exactly what to call it.
I don't either, but it's all over the place.
He's rocking those tiny like.
I want these
little
tiny little Benjamin Franklin sunglasses he's got.
And they're always rose tinted. Like you can't even rock them clear. Skinny shirt. Like they're like girl crop. Like
they're like crop tops, showing his belly and shit.
And then he's always got a jacket tied around his waist. Did you notice that? Because again, he's like half homeless, so he's just always got
he's just always got like all of his clothes with him,
wearing them on his body.
Yeah, because he's got to find somewhere to crash every night.
It's good. I mean, again, I'm not questioning it. It was perfect.
We all had that friend.
Yeah. Well, he was wearing like those like old school like rave pants sometimes too. Did you see him?
Yeah.
Like, I loved it. But yeah, Matthew Lillard is again. This is very early. I mean, you're gonna see him and be like, "This is like Babyface. This is."
Oh, he can't be more than 18.
Something. He's pretty young. That's for damn sure. He is playing Emmanuel Goldstein, also known as serial killer. You know, Fruit Loops.
Not like stabby serial killer.
Like cereal.
Man just loves to eat his cereal.
Not like Serial Mom. Not like that movie he was in. Like cereal.
There's too many versions of cereal.
But yeah, it's
just what they call him through half the movie is just cereal.
They just call him cereal. Yeah. If you were to look up most of these characters on like IMDb or the credits, they just pick 1-word names, even if they had 2 for their handle.
Yeah, it's just
they don't even use their real names because
yeah.
From this point on, even him, like the only 2 you really get their names for on the regular. Well, there are 3. So I'll hit the third one after this. But the first two that you get the names of regularly is literally Dade and Kate. You
Yeah.
get their real names all the time. They very rarely use their handles in day-to-day talking.
Yeah, the bad guy calls him.
Yeah, but most of the time, like everybody else, they use their real names. Even though they'll call each other.
Like in fucking Lord Nikon.
Yes.
It's always Nikon.
So again, this is how they tend to do it. But everybody else after this, you really have to pay attention to get their real names. Minus one. And that's our next one I'll introduce. That's Joey.
Poor Joey.
And that's because Joey has no AKA.
No, he doesn't get one.
He is new to the scene and trying to come up and doesn't have a handle yet.
Yeah, I'm just, when we get to the end, I have problems.
We'll talk about it. So he has no handle yet. Joey is played by Jesse Bradford. He's a guy he's bigger now. He's been in a lot more things now. That being said, the things he's in now, I don't usually watch or not my kind of fare.
Not your stuff.
But he is in the movie I Hope They Serve Beer in Hell, which we've talked about before on the podcast, unless I cut that. I don't even remember.
No, I don't feel like
we've
you did.
Recorded so many now, I can't remember.
remember.
But it's the movie that Bo had mentioned, just in case it is still there. Bo had mentioned a movie before where it was all about this guy there's a scene where he shits himself all over the place.
Yeah,
and I told you guys there's a soliloquy about the McGriddle and how the syrup pocket bursts just right. He's the one who gives the syrup speech.
Oh yeah.
He's the one that loves the McGriddle.
That is in an episode. I don't think you cut that out.
Okay. Well, again,
I remember hearing it.
Okay. Yeah. So this guy, again, he's in some things. He's in some things I know. Poor Jesse Bradford. He is playing Joey. He's our only hacker who does not have another name.
So dumb.
From this point forward, every one of these people is like I said,
their hacker name.
Well, and I'll tell you their actual character name, but it was hard. They only get mentioned one time and not all together. They're in randomly different scenes. Well, like Emmanuel Goldstein, technically serial killer. They only do it once too, but it's early in the movie. It's when you're paying attention. Still.
Yeah, because he's in the English class.
Yeah, it's when he's in. The rest of them, it gets sprinkled out randomly later on in the movie. So the first one I'll hit is is Renoli Santiago. He is playing. We'll use his handle first since that's what you're gonna hear 90% of the time. 99.9% of the time. He is Phantom Freak. It's a great one.
It's my favorite one. It's my favorite character.
And that's Freak with a PH.
Yes.
Because it's
even cooler.
Well, that's how you spell the phone hacking. You remember I was telling you before we recorded
he does like more phone shit.
He does
than
phone
computers.
hacking, and phone hacking is known as freaking, and that's how you spell that version of freaking is with the PH. Because it's like a phone.
Also helps that he is a bit of a freak.
Yes. His real name is Ray Sanchez. You only hear it one time when the FBI busts into his house.
Yeah, when they SWAT him, as the kids say.
And so, again, if you don't know his actual name, I don't blame you.
Nope. Who the hell is that?
You have to be a guy who watches the movie too much like me to even... Again, I didn't remember what it was, but I did know the scene already. Like, I didn't have to, like, find it. I knew exactly where to pay attention and go back and put it in.
The scene is kind of funny.
Yeah. I love Renoli Santiago. He's a guy he's one of those guys. He's not been in a lot. The few things he's been in are amazing, though.
He's a real artist. Picks and chooses very carefully what he does.
We'll go with that.
Hey, man, got to put a guy over.
He is in Dangerous Minds.
I saw that one, I think.
It's Gangster's Paradise comes from that. You know the song Coolio's Gangster's Paradise?
Yeah, I know the song.
That whole video is from that movie.
Yeah.
Every thug kid you saw and Michelle Pfeiffer are in that video because it's a Michelle Pfeiffer movie where she goes to It is The Substitute, but with Michelle Pfeiffer. Have you seen the movie The Substitute? Dangerous Minds is that. It's just it's the real story. It's based on a true story.
Oh, nice.
This woman who went to the hood and taught a bunch of kids. You should watch it because I know you like some of those type of movies. Like I know you like Stand and Deliver. I know you like some of those other like corny 80s type not educational but set in a school, right?
School movies.
Dangerous Minds is like the 90s, the only time the 90s made a movie like that. You would really like it. Like it's fun.
I'm thinking of Mindhunters. That was the one that I was thinking
Yeah,
of.
no.
No, that is not the right fucking movie.
Yeah, you were thinking of no wonder you
way fucking wrong
No,
movie.
this is It's kids in high school.
Yeah.
She's she goes to teach them. It's got the scene where she does like the weird dance fight pose. I mean, I promise you, if I showed you some
I've
trailers,
probably seen it.
yeah.
There's the
it's-
John Lovitz one where he
they
goes and
host-
teaches.
They host no, that's High School High. We're not even going to talk about that. That's the comedy that like spoofs all of those movies. But yeah, so Dangerous Minds is the one where the teacher hosts the Dylan contest. I definitely know you don't remember that, because if you remembered the movie, Dylan would have got you there for sure, because it's the thing.
Yeah.
I do highly recommend it, because if you said you loved him in this movie, that movie is very much still him being like this defiant teenager, but he's probably he's more of a gangster, because it's like,
Yeah.
they're set inner city school. Yeah. That being said, there's another one. And again, you guys know we try not to talk about much before we started, but I threw this one at Bo before we started because I thought for sure he was going to know this, because
this is one of my
been on record multiple
movies.
times.
I love this
multiple
movie.
episodes.
Yeah, there's
he's
at least
said
3 or 4
that he absolutely loves Con Air.
Yep.
He literally knew SLC Punk from the fact that it was a trailer at the beginning of Con Air. That's how much he loved Con Air. And so I said, he's in Con Air. And he said, what? I said, he's literally...
He's the cross-dressing guy.
Yeah. He's the one that dances for everybody. He's the entertainment on the plane.
entertainment on the plane.
And Bo was just like, oh, shit.
Fuck, he is.
But yeah,
he didn't have his makeup in this movie, all right?
I mean, I'll give you...
He wasn't all glamorous.
Well, he's not as over the top either.
Yeah.
I mean, this is still fair. Like, the clothing is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But the personality is still pretty mild, really.
Yeah.
I would say.
I got...
For a guy who goes by Phantom
Pauly,
Freak, and we never... Yes, the
Shore
clothing is
vibes
very
out of
Pauly
him.
Shore. But yeah, for a guy who goes by Phantom Freak and Freak specifically only most of the time, he's a fairly calm guy.
Doesn't get... It's like subdued Pauly Shore, right? He just liked his clothes.
So then the last person that we'll mention right here, our main hacker, our hacker group. He's not the last of our hackers. We've got one more. He's our bad guy hacker.
Yeah.
But the last of our main hacker group,
the crew,
is going to be Lawrence Mason as Paul Cook. That's his real name. Again, only mentioned once.
I don't even think I heard it.
It's when they were listening and snooping onto them as they snoop onto us, because he was issuing their arrest
warrants.
Like, yeah. And so he said everybody's name and their handles. It's the only time it's said in the entire movie.
I missed it. I wasn't paying attention.
Like I said, it's small. The only reason I know is because I knew where they were already. I wouldn't have looked for them otherwise. I would have just been like, his name is this. His name is Lord Nikon. I hadn't said it yet. Yeah. His
name is cool as fuck.
Yeah, Lord Nikon, as in the camera. And I know you're like, what? And it is kind of dorky since it is from the camera. But when you say it and then you see him, you're like, no,
yeah, no, that totally fits.
It fits so much.
Fits so good.
It's so good. But yeah, Lawrence Mason, he is a guy that's been in a few movies, but certainly one.
He's very recognizable.
Yes, he's recognizable. If you've seen him, you know him.
Yeah.
But one thing that
I
he's
spent
been
this
in
whole fucking movie being like, I've seen half these people in other shit.
Well, and the one that he's notable from is something that everybody, like not everybody, but I mean, I feel like everybody has seen, because he's in The Crow, and he is the badass dude with the two knives that's always jumping. Like, I mean, he's got some of the craziest
he's got some cool
fight
moves.
Scenes. That being said, he's also in some like crime procedurals today and some other. I mean, he's been in things. He's in things.
He has shorter hair now.
It's like a bald head.
Yeah.
Now.
Oh, did he shave it all?
It's
nice.
all gone now.
I pulled that off. I think it looked good.
Sleek look. He, like I said, though, he's our last of our hacker group, so we can go ahead and move off of them
to our villain.
To our villains ? Because technically, I would say the FBI guys are villains too.
Yeah.
They're definitely not good guys.
No.
Even when they know they fucked up,
they're still
guys,
not. They're just
right?
They're kind of like reluctantly like, I guess we messed up.
So I'm gonna say these are our villains. We'll go ahead and put them all together. The very first one being Fisher Stevens. He's our actual real villain, our villain, our evil hacker.
The Plague.
Or just Plague. It's funny because
Mr. Plague.
The first time he makes a point that they say right? But then every time after that, he drops the and just says Plague. Yeah. His real name is Eugene Belford, since I've been on the kick of telling you everybody's real name.
Eugene.
You hear Eugene a lot. The Belford only gets mentioned, I think, once.
Yeah.
And again, at the arrest, I'm pretty sure.
The arrest, yeah.
But Eugene, we hear dropped a lot. Obviously, he is. The rest of these people, their names are all right enough. Maybe Emmanuel. wanted to not go by Emmanuel.
Yeah.
But Eugene is obviously
Manny.
a guy who definitely didn't want to go by
Eugene, no.
You can tell so bad that he just didn't want to be Eugene.
Bullied the hell out of him in high school for that.
Definitely.
Hey, Eugene.
Now Fisher Stevens is a guy you definitely, he is like king of those guys.
Yes.
He's in a lot of things.
I recognized that big old nose as soon as I saw him. I was like, oh, I've seen you in a fuck ton of shit.
Now, a couple of the things that I want to mention, the biggest one that Zennials, elder millennials, or even just millennials in general are going to know him from is the Super Mario Brothers. He's one of the Koopa.
He's one of the Koopas.
Yeah,
the Koopa cousins.
Yeah. So you'll
we
recognize
want to call
him.
the movie The Fighting Koopa Cousins.
Yes. But that being said, this guy is everywhere. He's been in lots of things. And another notable one I want to mention because it's kind of the thing that's hard to talk about because it's kind of crazy that it exists.
And you can't do it.
Well, it exists at a year where it's crazy it even existed then. Right?
It's not that long ago.
For a whole movie. He was in Short Circuit and by proxy, the main character-ish of Short Circuit 2. The movies with Johnny Five. We love that robot. Everybody knows what I'm talking about.
Johnny Five is alive.
Now, you might be asking yourselves, I don't recall seeing this white guy in Short Circuit or Short Circuit 2.
They did something bad.
He was totally in brownface. He was playing an Indian man, full-on accent. Full-on jet black dyed hair and beard. Like, I mean, they went all out.
Glued the beard. This is a bad beard job, too. Some movies in HD don't work.
And so I love those movies.
I do too,
but it's
man,
questionable to
you
look
can't
back
do
on
that now.
and to know that that's him under all.
Man, you really did that.
Well, and it was bad enough in 1, right? Because in 1 he's like a side character.
Then he comes back for a whole hour and a half.
But in 2, he's
like the main character.
They mail the robot to him, and that's how it starts. Like, for the love of God, like we didn't need to do that.
You enjoy this brown face for the next hour and a half.
It's
try your best to
it's
ignore
rough.
it.
Pretty much that's what you have to do.
It's a good movie. Just
I love 2.
that.
2's my favorite because that's when you get the gold-plated punk Johnny Five. So I love 2, but it's controversial.
Yeah, a little
because of Fisher Stevens here.
It was a director's choice.
Yeah, I mean, well, it was
he's
a lot
just,
of. It
he's
was
just working, man.
That's correct. It was a lot of people's choices.
Yeah,
there was
the
a
makeup
casting
department.
director. There was a real
lot of people
director.
we can blame.
Somebody in the makeup room had to put it on him without saying, "I don't think I should do."
It's
this.
like 15 people we need to blame before we get to him.
There was a studio head who signed off on this.
It's always the producer's fault, right?
There's a lot of people involved who
hear
let
that invisible
happen.
Producer. If this is bad, it's all your fault.
After him, though, we have our agents. That's all we got left, right? And so we'll hit these really quick. Our head agent, Agent Dick Gill. Richard Gill. Well, you gotta make sure it's Dick because they make the joke later
Dick.
that he's a Dick. Yeah. He is played by Wendell Pierce. This is another guy. You've seen him in lots of things. He is one of those guys. He's in a lot of stuff. He's in one of those like big crime procedural things or something like that.
On like fucking L.A. Law or something?
No, it's one of those really. I don't even know, but
NCIS or one of those.
Something crazy. Or what's the one where it's like counterterrorism stuff? Do you know what I'm talking about? It's like an HBO or something.
Is it the one with like Agent Gibbs and shit?
No, that's NCIS.
That's NCIS. Damn it.
This is like something
There's too
different.
fucking many of them.
There are.
Man.
But yeah, he's on one of those.
He's on one of those. He's working. He's a good guy. We love him.
Well, and he's done a lot of other stuff too. But yeah, this is definitely
hardworking middleman actor.
He plays a guy. He plays
a guy. He is a douche in this movie.
It's hard to get past him.
The two bad guys we got in this movie is the douche and the tool.
Yeah, it's rough. Then the next two people are his agents that work underneath of him. I don't know their names if they ever said
they
them.
ever gave names.
They're just kind of generic agents. But one of these is Mark Anthony.
It went right past me.
Yeah,
I was like, why do I know that guy?
If that's a name you think you recognize, you do. You do. He is a famous 1990s musician. He wrote hits, or at least one.
Pop hits?
Yeah.
There's more than
Spanish.
one.
Well,
Did he date Jennifer Lopez?
He was married, I do believe, to Jennifer Lopez for a long time. Yeah, Mark Anthony.
He was a big heartthrob in the mid to late 90s.
It is very strange to see him in this movie. They definitely nerd him up. They nerd him up a lot.
Yeah, they do. You went right past me. The big dork glasses and shit.
Well, and like
it looked like he
carries
lost
himself
like 20 pounds. He was super fucking skinny.
He carries himself very nerdy. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like he does a really good job. Like he puts those shoulders like back
Slouchy,
and up
yeah.
in a weird kind of way.
Kind of hide my neck.
Yes, exactly. Like
You
I
know?
mean, he does a good job. So good that it works. You won't know it's
almost
him.
T-Rex arm in it, just like.
I think we can go ahead and get into the movie. That's definitely everybody. That's everybody. Anything we needed to talk about for sure.
I've
already mentioned the soundtrack is dope. Since again, you guys know me, I want to start with the first song. This movie goes a while before we get a song because we get our opening is no real music. So that's why I just want to go ahead and make a point now to say. Everything is awesome. There's not a song that doesn't come on in this that you're not instantly just like, down. Just all spinning like electronic sounds and shit. Just makes you want to start like kind of just like moving a little bit. It's good.
Dance party shit.
It is. I love every one of them. They're all bops. They get you going for sure. That being said, like I already mentioned, it does not start with one of those.
It starts with like silent. Like there's even like a dog barking and you
yes,
can't hear
because it starts with a flashback. It tells us Seattle. 1988. It's the suburbs, dude. This is the suburbs.
A nice little neighborhood.
You see the guys washing the Camaro or something?
Yeah, this is a nice ass car, dude.
He just drops everything like what? Because when we tell you that the first thing you see is the feds raiding, I mean raiding. You'd swear that this was like a compound, right? Like this is
they found a terrorist cell,
some conservative Christian compound where they've got tons of guns
and drugs. Drugs.
David Koresh is manning the thing in the background. Like that's what you'd expect from what they show us, right?
Right.
It's intense, and it takes a minute before we find out that it's a kid.
Yeah, they don't even show you when they're raiding the house. It's not till it cuts to the courtroom,
and it's a minute into the court
they're
scene.
like doing the court scene, and it pans over
when you
to
first
this
are
little
watching,
kid.
You're just convincing yourself like this guy committed. Like it's some dad who's selling drugs from the suburbs or something. You know, like
he did something bad,
he's muling cocaine
works for fucking
El Chapo.
Yeah.
It's something intense.
I work for the cartels, man.
But then we quickly move from there, like we said, into the courtroom, and the lady is reading off, and she cracks me up. The lady, lawyer chick, she's reading off these charges because she makes it sound so heinous, right?
Right, like it's the worst thing ever.
They're mentioning hacking related things, and she's talking about them as if this kid just shot your mom in the face.
He costs money. That's worse than shooting your mom in the face.
It was so intense. But yeah, we hear from her 1,507 systems he crashed in one day. Systems, not computers. That's worth noting because you'd think 1,507 computers are like, that's what, one office building? No. Systems mean like one system would be the office building, right?
Yeah, I guess this is before like everybody was using Windows 95, right? Everybody had their own kind of proprietary system they used.
Well, even that, like, system would still mean the same thing later. Like, you know, like, you would just say server now, right? Like, so everybody's on their own server. But back then, system would just be the word you would use for it. And so when she says 1,507 systems, she's essentially meaning, like, computers connected to a hub.
Shut down half the East Coast.
Well, 1,507 would be a lot. Yeah, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's really, well, and probably the West Coast.
Oh, yeah, because he's in Seattle, so yeah.
But yeah, and which would almost make more sense because Silicon Valley is, you know, like
pretty close. Yeah,
yeah. Tech is kind of always been in that area,
a little bit further north. That's all it is.
Yeah. So he is definitely a very smart kid, is what we find out.
Fucking prodigy.
Because that's a lot of computers that he crashed in a day. As she's
11-year-old.
Well, as she's saying it is when they pan down, right? Like she's saying
you think it's like this dude.
They show a guy. That's just her co-counsel, right? And then they finally dip. It's so funny when the camera does it. It dips down.
So you know it's like, nope, it's this guy.
Because at first you see like it goes it's like a diagonal, right? Like you see a blank space for a split second. You're like, what? And then you see the top of his head, and as soon as you can see his head, it diagonal drops down. It's again, when we said the director was great, the cinematographer was great, we mean it. Like even a simplistic shot like that was so beautifully funny.
We're gonna tease it. each one of these guys. I think they even show like his dad.
Yes.
Right? It's like, well, there's his dad and his mom.
Because
and then, down to him.
Because while it's going on, like the judge says to the dad, like, well, we're gonna have to charge you $54,000 or something like that.
Yeah,
right?
something like that.
In 1988 money,
that's a fuck ton. That's like $100,000.
Yeah,
now.
like this kid just broke his family
forever.
Life. Yeah, like that's a hole they're not digging back from.
Explains why dad fucked off later.
We don't find that out for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, we see it immediately, but we don't actually hear words about it for a while. For all we know, he could have died in a tragic accident. Not that that's better.
He's a tool. He's like, no, this kid cost me $100,000. I'm out of here. Fuck him.
Yeah, we do see this punishment. The last thing we hear from the judge, though, right? The final piece. He, of course, the money, but that doesn't mean anything to an 11-year-old.
Nope.
He doesn't care.
Money means nothing when you're 11.
No, we hear from the judge, you can't use a computer
or a dial phone, dial tone phone,
until you're 18.
So for 7 years, this kid doesn't even get to play fucking Mario.
Yeah. Well, he maybe got away with a Nintendo because you couldn't hook that up to the internet.
That's true, I guess.
I
hope he did. I hope.
But
he got
you're
to
right that
play
technically
Nintendo.
when they sold them as home computers.
Yeah.
So maybe not.
You know, legal jargon would probably keep him.
He might have kept him from it.
Yeah.
It's a weird gray area. It's a weird gray area that we don't really know.
Not. I hope he at least got to play some
I hope
Nintendo.
he at least got to play some kind of video games. Because again, if he was an 11-year-old that deep into computers that he did this hacking stuff, that's where he was playing his video games.
Was on his computer. Yep. He was getting hacked versions of the games from Japan.
Oh, he was playing like the original Duke Nukem, like not 3D, but you know what I mean, like the old school side-scrolling jumper. He for sure. Like I mean,
yeah, I bet how many of y'all didn't know that there was a different Duke Nukem game where it was a side.
Half of these kids don't know who Duke Nukem is.
Oh,
if there are young enough fans,
come on,
dude.
Really?
The last game was like over a decade ago.
That's fair. Goddamn.
And that one was also like a decade out from the last one.
That's true.
So,
but I'm here to kick ass and chew bubblegum.
Well, and that one is from the one 25 years ago. Because that's from 3D.
Armors for pussies.
Jean-Claude Van Damme, I look fine. I know all of them. I love that. But yeah, we're talking pre that.
Yeah.
Pre him having that personality.
Just upsets me that people might not know.
He wasn't quite like Johnny Bravo level personality yet, right? But he because he was too deep.
He kind of looks like Johnny Bravo.
No, I know. Yeah. Well, and the personality is the same too.
Now I want to do a Duke Nukem like TV show, but like have the character be more like Johnny Bravo.
Oh, you could.
That'd be funny as fuck. I'm here to fight demons. But first, I got to fix my hair.
Yeah. So as the as the movie pushes on, though, we see that his dad is gone.
Yep.
We don't get the explanation.
I don't know why, but I like to think he was an asshole.
Well, I mean, later they definitely give us a little bit more clear indication that that's 100%
what it was.
Yeah. But right now we see that it's just his mom and him, and they're hopping on a plane.
And
we don't really know exactly, but she says we're moving. And then in plane, she says New York City. And like this is the first part we get one of those dope visual scenes.
I loved this.
Dade is like zoning out,
looking out the window,
watching
nice cityscape, nice shot of the city.
New York City, and it quick flashes into cyber circuitry.
It does. It's like goes from cityscape to computer.
You can see
motherboard.
You see electric pulses traveling along
like
the
cars
lines.
on the road.
Yes, it's awesome. It's dope. I love it. It's so good. This does bring me, and this is where the EDM starts kicking in. The dance music, is like on the plane, dude. I love that.
The hackers logo pops up and shit.
Yeah, as he's looking out the window, I love it. Does bring up one of my very first problems that I have had ever since I was a child, right? She says they had to move here in a couple minutes because they had to sell the house, right?
Yeah, that's what she says.
They didn't have enough money. It's the only place she could find a job. They had to move there. New York City is one of the most expensive places to live in the world.
And it's not a bad apartment that they're living in either.
I do not believe that selling a house they owned outright was financially better of a decision
to move to a shitty one-bedroom apartment in New York. Probably a bad idea, really.
I feel like if she was really trying, like what work do you think she was doing
I
that
don't know, she was dressed awful nice when she said she was going to
well,
work.
that's what I'm saying, like that she couldn't have been doing in Seattle, right? What again, like Seattle's a big city. Like why did she have to travel across the country?
She was a notoriously bad secretary.
I don't know.
And had burned all of her bridges.
So, like
in
I said,
Seattle.
it's
but
just
that makes his mom look bad.
Well, and again, it's so weird because she talks about them not having money, but they moved to the most expensive city in the world to live in.
I would have moved out into the country if I didn't have money.
Well,
Shit's cheaper
well,
out
even
here.
if you had to live, even if she found the job and she had to take that job in New York City, she could have lived in New Jersey. Trains go there like
a lot of people do that.
Hundreds of thousands of people commute to New York City to work,
even at
without living there.
Even at a bakery.
So
just jump on the train and go to work.
So I stand by my point that she made a really weird choice. It's a kick-ass choice. Dope for this 18-year-old who's not been able to touch a computer for 7 years.
Yeah, he just
to all of a
dropped
sudden
into the
live
middle
in
of
New York City. That's
the city
awesome.
that doesn't sleep.
That being said, Dade is an ingrateful little shit.
Yeah,
he seems to hate the fact that they're living in New York.
Won't even unpack his shit.
What 18-year-old wouldn't want to live there? Like maybe not permanently, but he's 18.
Yeah, you at least want to like stay there for a while.
Well, he's
right?
18. It's his last year of high school. So if he doesn't like it, as soon as the school year's done, you leave the city. What 18-year-old wouldn't love a chance to explore New York City? And if they don't like it, be able to completely just be like, okay, well, I'm done.
Yeah, this was nice. I'm out.
All on your parents' dime because you're still living with them, right? Like they moved to New York.
Yeah.
Like I can't fathom this kid. This kid didn't come from bumfuck nowhere like we do.
Yeah, it's just another city. He's just burned out.
You can tell.
How is this city any different from Seattle?
This is when we get to see though the plane ride's over. We see their apartment. Like you said, it's not that bad. It's still small, but it's not that bad. And Dade is officially playing around on his computer.
Yeah.
So we can assume, and we get verification the next morning that this is definitely after his 18th. He must have, this night must be his 18th, right? Has to be. And so we see him on the computer leading, again, my favorite movie of all time. These are problems that have bit me in the ass since I was a child. This kid has not touched a computer in 7 years. He would not be able to do what we see happen next. He would not know the leap of technology from the Apple IIe he was using
best
in 1988.
He could just like read manuals, but like he wouldn't have the practical experience of doing it. Like he would have a vague idea of where to start.
Well, again, we see,
but he wouldn't be doing this shit.
And so what we see him do is he calls up a TV station, right? And so this is one of my favorite things because
this is clever as fuck. I like.
Well, this is the era of when you say hacking, it's not only stuff on the computer, right? Like sometimes it's social hacking, which is what he does. He calls this guy up
mind
fucks him to where he just doesn't question anything, right? And then gives him a simple task. I just need a phone number.
I just need you to give me the number off the modem here.
It's a phone. It's just like a phone number.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just read it off for me real quick.
So yeah, he spits off this crazy like speech to him. he's like, I work for Kawasaki.
I need to get
Eddie
this
Vedder.
report.
He's the vice president in charge. He's gonna make me commit Harry Carey Japanese management styles. It's a funny speech.
Right.
It's so good. He delivers it beautifully, and the guy freaks out.
And he's just again, like, oh yeah, no, I better.
As soon as he hears,
as
he hears it's as easy as a phone number. Oh, I can do that.
Yeah, I got that. Just
it's on the little box. It's got little switches. Can't miss it.
Yep. Read it off to me.
Did you notice the trippy fact that every computer was synced on the screensaver in that scene?
I did. I thought that was something he had done.
No, that because he hadn't dialed in yet.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Because he needed the modem.
Yeah. So, yeah, he wasn't in. That's literally just how those computers were. And so I was like, man, that's trippy as fuck. That they're all exactly in sync.
That would drive me nuts if I was that security guy,
dude.
just sitting there watching.
It was causing a wave of light in the room. Did
right?
You
like,
notice?
no, I'm getting nauseous. I'm out of here.
Yeah. So he gets the information. We finally see the name of the TV station, OTV. I love this. I love this scene. I love every bit of this. Right. He starts typing away. We get our first glimpse of where we get to see things, like I said, like
how it looks in their head.
Versus real life, right? So in real life, what was supposed to be happening here is he just got into the computers and he's looking at their database listing of all the TV shows.
Yeah, of tapes they have and shit.
But what we get to see versus therefore what he sees, again, this is not really
like
what
CGI
he sees.
rendering of like what's going on in the computer. This is
in his head.
Yeah.
What he visualizes.
This is why the director was so good.
And so his visualization, instead of reading a list, is literally we get to see pop culture flashes of all these different like shows, like claymation dinosaurs fighting and this and that. And
fighter jets going
and then the Outer Limits. So it's beautiful, right? It's I love it.
And then he flips the channel, the TV on
to see what's actually playing.
It's like that racist church guy, like, oh, people are stupid if they're not white. He's like, get a job.
Yak, yak, yak. Get a job.
And fucking pushes the button and takes him off the air and trades it out with a fucking episode of
so
Outer Limits.
Nuts, though. The mechanisms behind this.
Is that how it actually worked, do you think? Is that how
at the time? I have no idea.
It's really cool.
It's so crazy. Like to think of the weird mix of analog and digital going on there, right? Like your computer controlling a physical arm that is picking a tape up and shoving it into a
wall of VCRs.
That it blew my mind, but it does give for a fucking kick-ass visual as you watch this like thing spinning around,
grabbing tape,
shoves in
there. It drops the racist guy's tape
on the ground.
Did you notice that? When we pulled it out, it just lets it go.
You don't want it.
Fuck
Nobody
that
wants
guy.
It. Fuck him.
You're off TV forever, asshole.
But so we get this beautiful scene. Outer Limits starts. He's watching. He's watching
Kicks
it.
Back,
so proud of himself.
He's like, fuck yes.
Immediately, almost so right. Like
it's a message on his computer screen. You're on my turf.
Who are you? Did you see it? Who? Letter R, letter U. I want to point out that I'm sure for you watching this today, you didn't even think anything of it. In 1995, when I was 11, that was like Alien. Like, I mean, literally, that looked
you could do that.
It was totally like, whoa, what the fuck just happened? My brain melted a little bit. And came back together.
It's like, but it makes so much sense.
Right?
You can just do that.
And it's so crazy because, again, it is so commonplace now. It's just all the time. And I was just like, oh, blew my mind as a kid.
The fucking future, man.
And it just goes to show you the difference in the worlds you live in, right? Like, again, like these people were just already online as much as like is normal today.
Yeah.
Back then when they were online that much, people were like, you guys are you wasting your lives. And now everybody is literally
doing what they do. Yeah.
If not as much, more.
Oh,
than
way
they
more.
were.
I would imagine the average person is probably doing more computer shit than these guys did in '95. Even with all their
100%
fancy hacking shit.
Most people's cell phones in their pocket today are more powerful than any computer you see in this.
We'll get to that here in a minute.
I mean, it's
the
true.
Shitty fucking computers in this movie.
Well, some of them are worse than others. Dade's are really bad. So if any of them you want to say about his, it is specifically because he is supposed to be poor with a poor mom
that's fair.
who couldn't afford to buy him a computer.
It's amazing he can do what he can do with his shitty
computer he gets. So... But beyond him, there's no story-driven reason. Dade's has a purpose. There's a reason why Dade's is such a shitty computer. But some of them are pretty bad.
I was just happy seeing the huge bricky fucking laptops that are like 5 inches thick. I'm just like, oh man, my dad bought one of those.
Well, technically, the thing you see Dade on right now is a version of a laptop. Like, did you not? It's the briefcase style. I was gonna say, it
looked like a briefcase.
And so the monitor was in the computer. Like, that's why he sat it sideways. That weird sideways thing he had. Yeah. Go watch that again.
I thought that was just his fucking computer. Like,
well, I mean, that is. No, that's.
I didn't know it was like
It's a style.
Carry it around.
Yeah. That's that later on you see him.
Oh yeah, dude's holding it.
Yeah, when he goes to do his hacking stuff. Because again, remember the rules of the contest you can't use anybody else's stuff. You have to only use the things that you have at your disposal. So he couldn't use somebody's high-tech laptop. He still had to use that thing. The only part of that thing that wasn't attached was the keyboard. The keyboard was separate. But everything else, like the monitor, all of it was
A
in a unit.
self-contained
Yeah.
little briefcase.
Yep. That was early portable computing. But that's what
so far.
what's crazy though is that's what he uses for everything. Like the rest
Yeah,
of these people
that's like his
seem to have like a laptop and a home computer. He just has this one thing. And again, like we said, as I already pointed out, it's nuts that he was able to do this period, but the fact that he's doing this on ancient tech is even crazier.
He is the 11-year-old prodigy who crashed the whole East Coast.
Yeah. Back to on task though. So yeah, he gets infiltrated by somebody. The who are you? They
You're
have
on my
a
turf.
They have a back and forth for a minute, right? This cracks my shit up because they have a back and forth talking. He realizes I can't say I'm zero cool. He says I'm crash override. He asks who you are, and then we don't know yet.
Yeah.
They spit out acid burn. He did not say out loud or admit to himself that it was another hacker until the moment he saw a handle, right? Like, even though this person had forced their way onto his computer
And if it was
and
like
were talking to him, if
an
they weren't,
official
they would have
person,
booted him immediately.
Yeah, they wouldn't have
talked to
said
him.
nothing. Even if they did, they wouldn't have said "are
Yes,
you?"
it literally took him until they said acid burn to go what does he say? Well, fuck me, a hacker.
And
So-
then the game is on, right?
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, crack. We're gonna have
And
some fun now."
Yeah, and they start going back and forth again. This is the dance right now with this
The
tape
channel keeps
machine.
changing.
Well, and
'Cause
like
they're fighting over the
see
tapes.
magically now there's two of them.
Yeah, there's
right?
two arms now,
and
just
they're grabbing
battling
the
it
tape
out.
from each other. It's so fucking funny, dude. It's beautiful. It is literally a dance that they have on.
And
Again,
they're at
talking
the
about
same
the
time
visuals.
insulting each other in
Yes.
text.
Well, and then he thinks he's gonna hit her with like the ultimate, right?
Yep.
Mess with the best,
Die
like the rest.
rest.
Within seconds, that bitch kicks him.
Yeah, as soon as
Within
he said
seconds,
it,
she boots him off the
well,
computer.
Fuck me.
Solid white screen. He's just like,
God damn it.
I guess she bested
Yeah,
me.
he ain't as good as you thought you was. I mean, if he had a better computer.
Maybe.
Right.
Then we see the next day he wakes up, walks out, his mom. This is when we officially get he spent a week to get to where he could do this again, right?
Yeah.
Because she says, I can't believe you've been 18 for a week.
And all you've done is just play on that computer all
night and day.
Night and day.
Never get off of
He's
it.
just like, don't bitch at me until both my eyes are open,
This is
please.
also when we hear some of the contempt for living in New York. She
Yep.
gives us the full rundown of selling
Sorry,
the house.
I had to sell
Yeah.
the house. And
It's just like, geez, man, get over
you
yourself.
live in New York, man.
Right? Like, how can you be that mad?
You just free rode it to New York. There are people who like literally sell all of their possessions
Yes.
to get money to go to fucking New York.
So she's trying to tell him to make the best of it. And she's like, well, at least wait until see school.
Yeah.
Let's see what it's like. Perfect segue to go to the school, right?
I liked
see-
this school. It was
Uh,
it was a very real representation of a
Of a
school.
It looks like a school, right? Like they're in the middle of New York City, and this still looks like they didn't try to be like, oh, let's give it like
Look at it. It's got like
a
chair
grand
and
foyer
fountains
with
and
a
big huge
yeah.
staircase going up. No, this thing looks like a fucking prison ward.
Yes, exactly.
Like
it should.
Like our high school did.
It's perfect. Exactly the way it is.
Yep.
So we see Dade walking in. We get our first glimpse of Freak. We don't know who he is
Yeah,
yet.
because he can't
But
find
he
the
stands
principal's
out.
office.
Like it's one of those times where it's like, even
The
though I
bright
don't
pink
know
leopard
him,
shirt, man.
I know we're gonna see him again.
Yeah.
There's no way
There's
they're
no
gonna
way.
put a guy like that on the screen and we're not seeing him again.
It's not even that he had a line. It's the way he's dressed.
Yes.
It's just like, yeah, you're coming back.
But so Dade's trying to ask for the principal's office. He literally pretends like he doesn't even can't speak to him. He just goes,
Oh, I'm talking to Venezuela, man.
Yeah. doing his freak tricks.
Yeah. With his phone trick.
Yes. But so then he sends him off. He did kind of nudge him in the general
Yeah, it's like,
direction.
get the fuck off that
Which is
way.
what that's real
Yeah.
high school. That's what someone would do.
I don't fucking know you. Leave me
It's
alone.
There.
How do you not know?
Go
It's
over there. But so he gets to the office. When he gets there, we get our introduction to Kate. He instantly falls in love. Again,
We all did, man. What are you talking about?
the pop culture I love this about Dade as a character.
As
the
his
fact
the
that
way
we
his
see
brain works.
random things and we see his
Comic
flash.
book characters,
Yes,
even.
yes, it's all pop art and things like
Right?
that. I love everything about this. When he gets angry about something, it's like animals fighting and stuff. It's so great. It's for
the
me.
mind of a genius.
For me, I'm like I I connect to that. I feel like sometimes I see flashes of movies instead of real thoughts, but I understand what they mean. Like, you know
It's
what I
all
mean? Like
just
when
symbolism,
I have,
right?
like, I understand it. My brain was just trying to make a quick
You're
shorthand.
like that alien on Star Trek, Jocko when the walls fell.
Chaka, when the walls fall. Yes. But yeah, so he is instantly fallen in love with her, though. She, you can tell, is barely even
Like,
acknowledging him.
Yeah. The fucking new guy. Come on, give me your transfer papers.
And,
I'll show you where your class is.
and she walks him to the classroom. She's like, "Here you go. That's your class.
Oh, we're not in the same class.
Give me time."
And then that one guy walks past. He's like, "Oh, is that a new guy? Did you tell him where the pool is?" He's like, "Oh yeah, go check on the roof. We have a pool up there. It's really cool."
This is one of those things where it's like, how did he not know?
Yeah,
better?
why'd you fall for this? The other dudes who were stuck up there,
that's a gimmick that people say all the time.
I heard that.
He's
when I was going into middle school. That was the
senior in high school, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't care that he's a transfer student. He's a senior. He shouldn't be that gullible,
right?
Those freshmen, it's one thing. It's one thing to be like 12, 13-year-old freshmen up there being that gullible. But yeah, like you said, she sets him up. Again, after he's already like feigning for her.
Yep,
like, it's bad.
He can't take
he's
his
got
eyes
a
off
bad
of her.
case for her. He does decide to check out the roof because again, he's got it so bad for her.
Why would she lie to me? She's pretty. Pretty
gotta
girls
be the
don't
truth.
ever lie.
It's gotta be the truth, right?
Yeah.
He gets up on the roof.
And I mean, I get it. How cool would a pool on the roof be?
And it is a multiple story building, so it's feasible. It's
do
feasible.
it as long as you like.
Now, my problem though is that it's not an outdoor pool, and he opened the door to the outside. I instantly would have stopped.
Yep.
I would not have.
It's an emergency exit.
Well, and he full sends it.
Yeah.
Right. Like, this is the other problem.
Busts through
he busts through the door so fast
that it shuts
behind him while everybody else is screaming at him not to let it happen. And then they cuss him up and down.
You fucking idiot.
Those kids have probably been out there for hours.
Oh, yeah, they've been up there all morning, dude.
And then, of course, though, Dade's luck
starts downpour raining.
Which also shit on the rest of the kids. But really, this was just for Dade.
He probably had his computer in his bag. It might have got ruined.
Oh, I doubt it. That thing, he probably wasn't lugging it to the high school.
That's true.
It was pre the era where he could have even done anything useful with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he did get trapped out in the rain. We then see him trudging through the hallway, soaking wet.
At him like, I see you found the pool.
No, that's so funny. He's trudging through the hallway, and it's got to be Kate. It's got to be Kate. It's got to be that extra stab wound,
little
right?
dagger in the side.
She looks at him and goes, "Huh, guess he found the pool."
Ha 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 ha.
Oh my god, dude!
Oh, he's like, all right, I liked you, but
The
now I want to. Now I want to kill
his
you.
face, right? Like, you could see it twist and turn so fast. Cut to computer class. This is great. You see Freak on the computer doing did you see the skeleton?
Animated the skeletons fucking.
Like, it's so funny.
That was funny.
But then he checks over his shoulder to see, Dade. Dade's a guy who knows his way around a computer.
He's hacked his way into Kate's English class.
Well, not even the English class. He's in the full student registry. Is what he's doing.
Getting all of the fucking info.
So, he's putting himself in all of her classes.
Oh, all of
we
her
don't
classes.
we don't see it, but that's what he was doing. There's a thing, if you see it, it's full blocks. It wasn't even rooms, meaning that's like block scheduling. Like that, like these people are in these classes.
We didn't have that, so.
No, but we did have base level that. You know how you could pick whether you were tech learning, college bound, honors. When if you were in honors, you were going to be pitched being in honors English plus the AP science class, and so it's just like a more intricate version of that, right? So like if she was in honors English, he was not, and so by being in the A1 block, he is now in all of those honors classes, and so she was also in the A1 block, and so it means that he did not just guarantee himself English; he most likely guaranteed himself multiple, not all, but multiple classes. Yeah.
You're going to see me a lot, bitch.
Exactly. Yeah. So for him to do that, like I said, it wasn't even like one teacher's, he was in the full, he was like literally in like the office registry of students and pulling up her full schedule and shit.
Nice.
Yeah. So, because if it was just the teacher's list, that's not that, I don't think Freak would have been that
impressed.
Yeah, but to be in the thing that would
The
definitely
actual student registry,
because that
and
would be
shit.
password protected.
That's
and
like
this and that.
school board shit.
Yeah, like to be in the teachers, then if that teacher doesn't have a password, then you could probably just get in. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a little bit different. Yeah, he changed it on the administration level down.
Very impressive.
Yeah,
And
that's which is
Freak
why
confronts him about it
that's
later.
why Freak is
He's just
so
like, so what's your interest in Kate Libby?
Yeah.
Educational, sexual,
Well, before we leave the classroom,
homicidal.
before we leave the classroom, I want to talk about the teacher. I love this teacher talking to the kids. If you got a computer at home, it's not like that. Please keep your gum away from the key. Like, I was just like, what are we
just
doing
he's
right
like, he's
now?
so done. He's just like, these kids come
Yeah.
in here and fuck up
Well,
my
you can
computers.
tell. Well, I don't. It's 95. I feel like that school just got computers, like a classroom full. I don't
Right.
think he even knows how to use them. It's a lot more like he's a burnout teacher that's like, God, just because we hired too many teachers for fucking geography, I got to do this now.
I'm a goddamn history teacher.
Right?
What do I know about computers?
That's what I feel like. But yeah, he was so downtrodden. We do though. You're right. We leave the room and we we get them talking to each other. He runs up to him.
Yeah, he does.
Dude, like Freak is. It lets you know that they're a little tight knit group. Like the movie sets us up like maybe there's tons of hackers. I don't think so, right? Like for him to be that interested in
Yep,
making
he's
sure,
just
like, hey,
oh,
you're
shit,
into computers.
there's
too."
another one.
Exactly. Like
It's like finding a wrestling fan out in the wild.
They want us to feel like there's a lot of them, but really, it's just that we're zoomed in onto that
I
group,
get it.
right? Yeah.
You would think there's a lot of wrestling fans, but they're actually hard to find.
But so yeah, he runs up and he's talking to him and he's just like, look, I mean, he introduces himself. He's like, I'm the Phantom Freak. I know you know me.
Nope.
I'm the king of 9X.
Nope.
Do you even know what that is?
No.
It's like New York Nextel. It's literally they were the people who were in charge of all communicate. They were like the telecommunications company in New York City.
So he's just like the bane of their existence.
Because he's the freak.
Yeah.
Because he's always fucking the
with
phone
their phone
lines.
line. Like, you know how much money I steal
It's one
from
of
these
those
people?
jokes where if you don't know, doesn't
You are not gonna get it.
But once you know, you're like, God damn, it
That
really
is a really
does. Like
smart
he just
joke.
fucking deepens it each time, right? But the funny part about this is Dade would be us because Dave just moved from Seattle, so he would not know the name of the New York telecommunications company.
Yeah, right. Why the fuck would I know that?
So literally, Freak is like, I know you know who I'm talking about. I know you play the game, meaning you do this, right? He still wouldn't know.
No.
He would still be like, I don't
play that particular game, but I am a hacker.
Well, he would he should just look at him and be like, well, I'm in your class, so you know I'm an exchange student from Seattle, right?
Yeah, because usually when you got a new student,
They
in
tell you
school, they're like,
everything
yeah,
about-
this guy's this guy from here.
So outrageous.
Make fun of him. He's new.
But he does at least let Freak know he does know about computers.
Yeah.
Joey runs up. Is our real introduction to Joey
Poor
here.
Joey.
Joey running up, trying to get a name.
I want a handle. I just realized it.
Already
I don't have
showing
one.
off that he's always got too much caffeine in his system. Dude, the way he runs up and
Dude,
starts
dude,
talking.
dude.
One more dude out of you, Joey. We have to slap the fuck out of you.
Oh, okay. He does. He has a very addictive personality.
Oh, yes.
Do not give that man any kind of drugs.
Yeah, he's trying to come up with his handle. He's like, look, man, I've come up. I've got a few. All right. You tell me. You let me know if they're any good.
Yeah, right.
Master Disaster.
No, that one's bad.
Ultra Laser.
I liked that one. That one's not bad.
It's a cool name. It's not a cool computer handle. Is what they're coming from, right? Because most of their names, again, well, I guess not. I was gonna say Acid Burn, but never mind. That's nothing. So Ultra Laser is at least as something,
some kind of
as
techie
Acid
thing.
Burn.
Yeah.
So never mind. I'll give you that. Serial Killer is nothing.
It's about Fruit Loops.
It's
Let
just
the
weird.
man be
It's just
Ultra
weird 'cause you
Laser.
get Crash Override was about computers, right? So
that's a thing
and then
you
he's our
can do
main
to
one.
a computer
Yeah.
is crash override it.
Yeah, so it is funny. We hear these names. Ultra Laser was okay. Out of the three, is probably the best. I will definitely tell you that.
Doctor Doom.
Dr.
was
Doom
just
is his last
weak.
one.
It's like, come on, man.
It's like, dude, did you just put down the comic book?
Right.
Like, why is that your thought? Why are we going there?
He likes his Fantastic Four.
I guess so. I guess it's still a weird.
He's a
pick.
big He's a big Richard Reed fan.
Before they all walk their separate ways, though.
Dr. Reed, there's your handle right there. Come on. You're
they-
gonna pull from comic books.
Before they walk their separate ways, so he gets handed a Freak Hands Day the invitation
the
to
flyer,
the flyer
to the
for the
club
crazy club.
house?
So again, he invites him for Friday, meaning a couple days away. We just instantly go to the clubhouse. First time we get to see the badass jacket.
Yes.
The cool biker
The
jacket
cool
on
biker
Dave.
jacket he
It's
wears.
like gray fucking paneled black fucking leather jacket. I love this thing. And we see
It
it the
is
rest of the
super
movie
cool.
now. Like I don't think he wears it. I don't think there's a scene without it after this.
No, I don't
Unless
think so.
he's not
When he's
in it.
outside,
Yeah.
that's what he's got on.
If he just has a t-shirt on, no. But if he has anything long sleeve, it's this
that.
jacket. Yeah, which I'm not complaining. I love this thing. It looks. Dope
I
as
like
shit.
the purple camo vest he wears later.
But so yeah, he shows up again Friday night. Couple nights later, he's here to see what this is all about.
Matthew Lillard here.
We get to meet serial killer. Again, I love how this movie does this. We meet so many of the characters before we know they're about to be part of our group, right?
Yeah.
We meet Phantom Freak twice before we actually
meet
know
him
he's going to be part of this group.
Yeah.
We meet him we meet Serial outside before we know he knows Freak.
He sells
anybody
mixtapes.
else.
Special
It's great.
mixtapes.
Special mixtape. It's his greatest Jukes album.
All the stars and celebrities who asphyxiated on their own vomit. You can't get that kind of shit anywhere else, right?
It's limited,
Fucking,
special.
it's like Jimi Hendrix, Mama Cass. You know, he's listing them fucking off.
It is outrageous, but he is in full effect. He's
got
looking
the little
like we told you. The little
sunglasses,
sunglasses. He's got
man.
his
He's got
weird,
the fucking sick
dreaded
trench coat.
braids. He's
Ah,
full
he
effect.
looks so cool.
Again, baby faced, super young, super skinny, super
Okay.
skinny.
I know it's later in the movie, but when they're at the party, you forget how goddamn tall Matthew Lillard is. When they go to that party later, he's literally a head taller than everyone in this room. Sorry, just had to throw that out there. It fucks with me when it's like, God, I forget how tall you are.
But so then, after leaving this entrance area where there's a whole bunch of people selling shit.
We're in the Foot Clan's hideout.
Exactly. This totally looks like the Ninja Turtles, the first Ninja Turtles movie.
All we're missing is Sam Rockwell handing out menthols.
They're skating, right? They're like rollerblading and skating around this fucking
it's got
club
video games and shit everywhere.
There are no real seats. It's just like random fucking chairs they stole off the street and threw in the
milk
building.
Crates and shit.
It is so crazy. And again, as much as I'm bashing it, at 18, I would have hung out at that
cool.
place.
I would have hung out here all the time, dude.
But at the same time, it is a wild aesthetic. It is crazy.
It's probably not a very safe
As soon
place.
as Dade gets inside, he sees fucking Kate.
She is playing a cool like hover video VR game with a
it's
huge
not
big
VR.
screen.
It's not VR.
Not VR, but
Because it's just dual sticks. That's all it is.
it's like the Starfighter pod at Mr.
Yeah.
Gaddy's. Remember that? You get in, it had the screen and shit, and you'd fly the little plane thing.
I can tell you what this is.
Oh, really?
You can't play it. It's not a playable game. It's a video demo
For
of-
CGI graphics and shit?
No, of a game. It's just the game doesn't look like that.
Oh.
So it's Wipeout. Have you ever played Wipeout on
No.
PlayStation? It's a racing game where you race motorcycles that look vaguely like these cars you see in this fucking thing.
No.
This was a test demo where before they decided to make it like a racing game, it was going to be a dodging the path game like you see on the screen where you got to like
Tempest.
fucking this,
Gotta go
this,
left, right,
this,
up,
this.
down, all around.
Fucking drop the fucking ball at the right time to hit the target and go in. And so this is not real footage of someone playing. It is not a game that could be played. The footage you're seeing wasn't someone who really played either. Like it is
It's just
literally
a
a
demo.
created demo of what they were possibly going to make.
Proof of concept.
And then they changed and tweaked it from there, which is what lots of games do.
And now they have that shit. The movie's just
It's
like, can we
permanently
borrow that?
Stuck in there. Look, I'm telling you right now. I
looks-
always look
looks
and, well, and
cool.
I remember being a kid, and I used to think it was Wipeout, mainly because the first time I saw this, I was 11. Wipeout came out 6 months after the movie did, and they were so close that by the time I saw the game, I forgot exactly what you see in this.
Yeah.
Where it's not a race, but it's them doing this
Yeah,
other
just
stuff.
going all
But the
over the place.
graphics are the same, dude. Like I mean, like it's made the graphics company that made
Those
the game
early 90s
made
graphics.
this. Well, I mean, like it's the same media house is what
Yeah.
I mean. Yeah. So I mean, like they are exactly like they. The only thing that changed was the concept. The visuals were
They
exactly
added the motorcycle shit to it and stuff.
Well, again, the motorcycles though, if you saw them, they look just like what these cars in the little trailer you see do. They're the long, pointed, jagged, jet-looking things. So they didn't even change anything. They just at best shrank it down.
Yeah.
I mean, they're cool. Or maybe they're still cars. Maybe I'm thinking of there's another one that used jet motorcycles. Either way, but Wipeout is definitely this is just Wipeout. They literally just they tweaked what the concept was
Later on.
Yeah. Before they because again, this was before it was actually a game. This was just like concept
But
video.
made it more high-techy with her standing in the little booth with the joysticks and shit and the huge screen.
Yeah,
And she's the queen of this game, right?
The main,
I like the high score screen where it just takes her score and just smashes all the other scores going up the steps. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, the main thing I would tell you to keep in mind about the game is the controllers where you keep being like it's this. Keep in mind that all that really means for the era they're in is that this joystick is your actual joystick and this joystick is square, triangle, X.
Oh, yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Because again, it is a port of what became a PlayStation
Better
game.
than just having the buttons.
Yeah, it is. I'm not saying it's not cool, but that's what it would actually have been. And that I know in the movie, they look like they're both. But that's what I'm saying. Like, there would be no way. How would you fly with both? You know what I mean? Like, it would never work.
It wouldn't work.
Yeah. And so it is funny. The movie tried really hard to almost make you think it could work.
But it doesn't.
Yeah, because again, if you dipped both of them to the left to make a left turn, then what the fuck does just dipping one of them sticks to the left do?
Spin you?
Right round, baby, right round.
Like a record? Baby, right round?
Yeah, it is really cool. The game is dope. I mean, I'm not trying to downplay that. I love the actual game that came from this little concept footage. It is just a weird artifact to have in the movie.
Right, little Easter egg.
Of this
weird little
non-existent game.
It's, what, 3 minutes?
You see a decent amount of this gameplay.
Like,
actually,
he jumps up there and he's just like, "Not bad for a girl. We'll see you fucking do better."
And he kicks her ass.
He does.
But what's crazy about this is this man hasn't touched a computer
in forever.
7 years.
This is why I say he had the Nintendo. Had to have.
Because
right?
if not, dude, how do you
get these gamer skills like this
and beat her when she had all top 10 scores? Nobody had a score touching hers.
None. Because it was all just smashing
if you're not
hers.
some kind of savant, right? Like you gotta be a savant.
He's been speedrunning Mario since freaking '88.
Something.
Just zoom. He's the first guy to find that glitch where you can just jump above and run across.
While it's going on, though, he does happen to look up over his shoulder. He noticed, because at first she was standing behind him.
Yeah, she looks like she's on like the bridge of the Enterprise, right? She's just back there.
Yeah, I was going to say, then she gets upset and she gets up to the thing. And
he's a little bit of a dick. He's like, "Can I get some space?"
Yeah, and
please?
so she goes up to the walkway, catwalk, right?
Right,
and
where her boyfriend, Curtis.
We don't know his name yet. We get it in a couple seconds. But yeah, this is when Dade first, literally, I will say this about Johnny Lee Miller. He has a jealous face as an actor. Like, I mean,
just automatic.
You see it.
As soon as he notices,
he does this face several times in the movie, and it is exact, right? Like, you can tell it's just a repertoire of things he knows how to do. They're like, "Give me jealous face," and he's like, "I got that one."
I hate that guy. He has what I want.
Right? But it looks good. It looks convincing.
Doesn't stop him from smashing her high score by like 9,000. Like, he smacked her score off the chart.
Kills it, dude.
She's gonna spend a month getting that high score back. That's how bad it was.
Yeah. So after this, though,
like Freaky comes up to her. He's like, "Good job. Nobody's ever beat her score before. You just made a fucking enemy for life."
And he's like, "Oh, whatever.
I don't give a shit. Fuck her and her stupid boyfriend."
Well, this is when we find out it's the boyfriend, right? Like,
because they're outside on the bike.
They're like walking out after this happened. Joey, Freak, Dade, they're all walking, and they see him making out.
Yep.
And he's just like, "Who the fuck is that?" "That's Curtis." "What's he do?" You're looking at it.
He's just slick and bangs bitches.
You're looking at it. He just looks slick all day.
Yeah,
that's what he said. I love that fucking answer. We all know a dipshit like that.
Look on
right?
his face is like, "Well, I hate him."
Again, The jealousy look.
Yeah,
it
the
came
jealous
back.
face.
He
Just
has this face down.
that,
He makes this face.
I'll show you.
This jealousy monster eats him so bad that, again, it's already been multiple days since he started at the school.
Right.
And multiple days after when
the
this
pool
happened.
incident, right?
Well, and multiple days after he
went to this thing.
Yeah. He then goes home and decides, fuck her, I'll show that bitch.
Hacks the sprinkler system and sets a
This is dope,
a little
though.
timer.
He sets a timer middle of the day while everybody's at school. We cut to the school. We see him. He fucking looks at his watch, pulls out the umbrella, pops it out. Freak is watching him.
Like, what
Did you notice? Like, he's literally the whole time. He sees him. He's like, what are you doing? 3, 2, 1. Sprinkler. Fucking Freak instantly loses his
just
shit.
like, oh,
He's like, that's
shit, that
dope
is
as
awesome.
fuck. Sees the chick run through in the white shirt.
White shirt. He's like,
Did you just see
dude,
that?
Did you see that? I did. This is
Kate,
nice.
Kate walks through. I love this response. After she was a bitch to him,
Yeah.
after she was like, guess he found a pool.
Yeah.
Fucking Dade gets his back. Dade looks at her holding the umbrella and goes, guess the pool must have sprung a leak.
And she's just like, and walks away.
Running,
yeah, fuck
dude.
you, bitch. That was a good one. Good comeback.
Now we get our English class scene. I love this.
With the
we
quote.
finally,
I like her handwriting.
Yes.
Her handwriting is really cool.
Well, so is Serials. Did you see the way he wrote the Ozzy Osbourne quote? Was pretty dope too. Yeah. So we get the English class. We have literally the chances are insane. 3 of our main guys
all up on doing
together
the
at the same
shit,
time,
right?
right? Like it's insane. But so the teacher's like, all right, so there's supposed to be quotes from famous 20th century authors, right? So we get Kate's first. God gave men brains larger than dogs so they wouldn't hump women's legs at cocktail parties. Kate Libby. And the teacher says, it's nice. I don't think your mom counts as one of the top authors of the 20th century.
She sold 2 million copies.
Her last book
last
sold
year.
2 million copies.
And he's just like, all right, touche.
Fair fucking enough.
Right?
Fair fucking enough. All right, you. What do you have? What?
He
Shoot me with
quotes
it.
Ginsberg or something, doesn't he?
Yeah. Angel-headed hipsters starring. I used to know this word for word. But it's a pretty famous Ginsberg one. Yeah. And as soon as he's done reading it, he looks and he says, it's Ginsberg. And the teacher is just like, fuck yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
fuck
But,
yeah,
I mean,
good
the rest of these
job.
kids don't fucking
They don't know
you know, like
that.
you can tell, like that
Yeah,
teacher's
he's
like
shocked. Oh,
I'm
somebody
proud.
who's smart. Oh
Yeah,
God,
that's great. If these kids could read, you'd be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah,
you know,
you'd be in
what
a
I'm
lot of
saying?
trouble.
It was totally one of those moments, right? Like this teacher was just like, well, I mean,
I had
good
to
on
help
you.
the guy behind me literally spell his name last week.
Right? Like, well, okay. But so then we get our last one. We get Emmanuel. This is when we find out his name. Even.
It's Emmanuel
He
Goldstein.
reads. The teacher starts reading off his quote. Of all the things I've lost, I miss my mind the most. Ozzy Osbourne, baby. Teacher said, well, oh, sorry, we forgot. After Dade read his quote. Yeah, after Dade read his quote, fucking Kate flips out on him.
He's not supposed to be in this class.
Teacher says
He's on my list.
He's not in this fucking class. Literally, she asked
you
for
to
the
give me
role.
time
She asked for the role list
look
from the
at him.
teacher. He is. He's there.
Yep.
But so then we get Manuel. He does his Ozzy, and as soon as he finishes reading it, he even lets out the precursor to the later like weird sound effect.
Yep.
Did you hear him? He reads it and he goes, "Hoink!" Yeah, a weird sound effect. And the teacher goes, What's your name? Emmanuel Goldstein,
You're
sir?
not on my list.
You, however, are...
Is this not wood shop?
Whoa, this isn't wood shop class? Man.
Get the hell out of here.
I
Crashing,
love it,
crashing another class. You got anything better to do? Fuck, I used to do it.
I loved that so fucking much, right? It was so funny. Then we get another now we get to go back to the apartment, right?
Yeah.
It's the mom. This is classic conversation between Dade and his mom, right? She's just like, "What'd you do in school today, honey?"
I hacked the sprinkler system.
No. She said, "What'd you learn?" He said, "Revenge."
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sounds nice.
Sounds nice. Mom's a little oblivious.
Anyone I know? Or anyone nice?
Yeah,
or
anyone
something like
nice.
that. Oh, man. I love it, dude.
And then
I
she
love it.
bitches at him about filling out the college applications, and he's just like, I don't want to. He's being a little bitch about it.
Oh,
Is he like worried he won't get accepted, or they never really explain what his problem with that is?
I don't know.
He just doesn't
well,
want
keep in
to.
mind he has a. I mean, the computer thing is still attached to his like
Yeah, that's true.
permanent record, as they used to say.
It's not a real thing.
No, but I mean, it is. They think
Thing
it
they
is.
threatened us with our whole lives
All
in
the
the
time.
90s.
And so to me, you know, she freaked out when she found that out, and then she hears that he did something for revenge at school, and it seems to me like maybe she should be asking him more questions.
Yeah, a little bit.
Have
She
you
should
been
be like,
hacking
"Hey,
the school?
Did you hack the fucking school?
Right,
You're
like,
gonna go to jail
just
again."
because she knows her son, right?
Yeah.
Like again, like this has nothing to do with like every parent should think that. She should think that because of who her child is.
Right.
No.
You have a history of hacking things. I should ask more questions when you say shit.
But
like
she doesn't
that.
even handle that. She just like,
like it's a
she kind of
joke.
she kind of storms off angry right now,
Yeah,
right? Like she's just
gotta
like,
go back to work.
yeah, I gotta go back to work. Just make sure you go to school or whatever. You know, she's just like
Fill out
angry.
those
Yeah,
applications.
just do it. And then he goes, "You want me to mow the lawn while I'm at it?"
Oh, wait,
yeah,
I forgot.
New York, no lawn.
grass. Such
I-
a smart ass.
Dude, it's so good though, right? It's like believable. Like it's the kind of shit I would have said as a
Yeah.
fucking angsty fucking
Like
teenager.
teenager.
Yeah.
I'm still mad that you drug me halfway across the country.
Now we go back to our club. This is
I
my
love this fucking
favorite. This is
place.
my favorite. This is my favorite time at the club too.
Right, where they're
The-
just sitting around the table.
They're sitting around the table. Joey's smoking two
to
cigarettes.
double fisted him. He's got one in each fucking hand.
Dade and Freak are just having whatever conversation they're having. Fucking cereal slams down the table. This is the first time where we officially get to see.
Oh,
that,
he's part of the group.
that Dade knows he's part of the group,
Yeah.
right? And so like literally, you even see that look. Like that's how much of the first time it is that they're hanging out together. Is like
Oh,
cereal
it's you.
sits down and sees him as like
This is
eyeballs him.
cereal, like
He-
Fruit Loops.
Well, and he eyeballs like Dade, like, "Are you up?" Because
Why-
he's about
are
to
you
start pulling those
cool?
books out, right? Like he literally puts his hand in the backpack, notices Dade, and then stops
Looks
pulling
at
out.
Freak. He's just like,
Yeah,
no,
he's-
he's cool.
He's elite.
Is he?
He's elite.
Uh-huh.
That's what he says. He already throws it out.
We'll
He's
see.
elite.
We'll see.
This is
Start
bo-
schooling him on the
this.
books.
Well, this
pulls
is
them out.
before the word had evolved to leet. You know, today you would say I'm a leet hacker. It's just because they dropped the e. They made it a single syllable word.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and it's also because you can spell it with e. You don't have to use real word. You L33T. So you
Ah.
say leet,
Yeet.
leet, not yeet. Leet.
No.
Like I said,
Yeet's more fun.
I know, but you're not an yeet hacker. You're an elite.
elite?
Yeah.
I want to be an yeet hacker.
Well, you can, but I don't think it has the same connotation. But yeah, elite slowly changed to leet, and again, it's mainly just because there is a cool, fun way to fucking spell that on
Nice.
your keyboard.
I like things like that.
But in this movie, though, it's pre that, so every time you hear them, they say elite, and you hear why they definitely slowly changed that to just leet, because you're in the middle of saying
Too many syllables, man.
Well, plus it's an E, right? And so like
Yep.
it's the kind of thing that slowly like turns into an A or it turns into other things.
Elite.
Yeah, yeah. And so it's just way easier to drop that sound if you're trying to talk fast,
yeah,
right?
makes it easier.
Yeah, so he sits down. Once he gets told he's elite, he's like, "Okay, well, I'll start pulling out the books. We'll see if you know your shit." He pulls out the first one. Green one. International Unix environments. Luscious orange. Computer security criteria. DOD.
He knows everyone of them.
Standards.
The,
Oh, I know
the
all
nasty pink shirt.
The
because
pink
of the
shirt
dude,
book.
because the dude has a gross pink shirt.
The guide to IBM PCs. Because that's what every business would use.
Yep.
Because IBM is the International Business Machines. In case you didn't know that.
Did not know that.
They were the forefront user for any business computers. Would have been IBM's. Hence why you would want a book like that if you're a hacker.
So you can
Because-
hack into business computers.
There you go. I'm just trying to help school.
and steal
I'm-
all their fucking money.
I'm trying to help school you and our fans on why
I guarantee
why these things
you
are here.
all of our fans are way better at computers than me.
Oh, but that doesn't mean they would
guarantee
know these books, dude. Again, these are hacker books.
it.
I'm
That's
not-
true. So hacker books from the 90s even.
Yeah, none of these are relevant anymore, I promise you.
Probably a fascinating historical read.
Sure. The Devil Book, Unix Bible, I don't even know what that means. I'm going to tell you right now. I know what Unix is, but I don't know what the fuck the Unix Bible would be. That's weird.
It's got the sacred rights of Unix.
guess.
If you're
the-
going to make blood sacrifice to the Unix
This
gods.
is though. This is what, like I said, this is when they get weird because that was the Devil Book. Then the next one was the Dragon Book.
They just wanted to make cool names.
He said that one's compiler design. Again, I know what that means theoretically.
Why
I
would
don't
that
understand.
be the Dragon Book?
Yeah, that's that I don't get. Then we get our last book, the Red Book, also known as the Big Red Book that won't fit on a shelf. The ugly red book.
The ugly red book that won't fit
on
a shelf. And it
is-
is an awkward ass
it is
looking
massive,
book. It's like 3
dumb
feet
book.
long.
And that
a
one
foot
is our
wide.
NSA Trusted Networks.
How'd you get that one? Can you just buy these?
I don't know how
Right?
he
Like
had
that
any
one
of
I feel
these
like
books.
was a little hard to get.
The last three, the Devil Book, that book, and the
Big ugly book.
those ones are. Yeah, I'm
Like
like, where did you
government
even
books,
get that?
right?
Yeah, they're all connected to things where I'm like, that's not widely available.
I doubt you just found that in a trash
you,
can.
you senior in high school. you.
Right, for real. I bought it from the Russians.
As Serial sits down, I have to point out this will make more sense in a moment. He does ask Freak for some fries.
Can I have one of your fries? Yeah, man, go ahead. It's fine.
Now we'll get back to that
In a
It's
minute.
not important yet. So then we see Joey. Joey's at the table. He starts talking to everybody. And he's like, guys, I did a hack. You cut me off from the story.
I did a cool thing, guys.
Listen to me. So like last night, hacking away in like Bumsville, Idaho.
And I set off an ATM and made it spit money
I
out.
realized it was a bank. Yeah, I realized it was a bank I was in. This morning I woke up and I saw in the papers.
That was me. I did that.
You hacked a bank across state
You
lines?
fucking idiot.
Your brains in your ass?
This is universally stupid.
You guys always act like I should know things, but you never
tell
me
anything.
things.
He's like,
I love that though, because that is exactly how most fandoms and things like this are.
Work.
Right?
Yeah,
Like,
no.
you are expected to enter them knowing everything, and if
Everything?
you don't, you're a loser.
And you are not going to get explained shit, so you better figure it out.
Now, after Joey said that, though, they do immediately try to question him and make sure he knows some things.
Yeah.
This is the least useful thing for him ever, but they do provide the information. Okay, Joey, what are the 3 most commonly used passwords?
Love, sex, and secrets.
Okay. And then we get Emmanuel fucking Serial chiming in with his, and don't forget about God. System developers love to use God. It's that whole male ego
trip,
thing.
man.
Fucking love
It'll
it.
be even
dude.
funnier here in a minute.
So yeah, we do see he proves himself elite. That's basically what the scene was for, though,
Yeah.
right? Like between knowing the books and then hearing the input he had about this whole situation, right? You can see the look on Serial's face is a little bit like,
Okay.
all right, this guy
You're welcome
seems
in
to
the
know.
group. You seem to know more than Joey
Yeah.
over here.
But then the conversation shifts to the supercomputer, right?
Oh, the Gibson supercomputer.
The Gibson, so they can get. It's mainly just this is like exposition, right? They want
Yeah.
that Basil
it's
would
such
be
the-
here on a TV
Yeah.
screen,
Basil exposition
but so
to tell you about the Gibson computer.
exactly.
It's a supercomputer that is extremely hard to hack, and no other hacker has done it so
Now,
far.
this is so stupid to me, though.
They
well, the
basically
conversation
explained to Joey how to do it.
Well, no, that's not even why it's stupid. The stupid part is what was said on how to do it. So yeah, Joey was the one that brought him up. Joey was like, I think it'd be cool. I guess that would really prove
Yeah.
myself, right?
Yeah,
like, it was
I
something
could
like
do
that.
it. I think I
Real
could do
righteous
it.
hack like
Yeah.
that, right? And prove myself. And so then Dade
Earn
hears
my
him.
handle.
Dade hears him, and Dade says, "Well, look, man, if I were gonna do it, I would hit the back doors."
Yeah, go in through the back door.
Take 10 or 5, take more.
10, 15 little
No,
service
so
things.
see
and
what
shit.
I'm saying to you, and now this is one of those I know more about computers. You hear that and you were just like, okay, yeah,
Okay,
he
cool.
just told him how to do it.
Yeah.
That's the only way in, because to go in through the front door means you already know the password.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
Back doors are the way you go in by breaking through
Isn't
the
that
code.
all hacking is going
Yes.
through the back
So
door?
now do you
Thanks, Dade, for explaining hacking to us. Real
So
quick.
now do you understand why I said
That's kind of a stupid
it
thing
was
to
kind of
say.
a stupid
Yeah.
thing, but they make it sound like the most profound thing?
Hey, if you don't know shit about a computer, man, you won't catch it like my dumb ass.
But so yeah, we do finish though. That is the last of our conversation. Cut to in the night. This is
Joey
some of our,
doing the
well,
exact
we don't even know
thing.
it's Joey yet,
Well, somebody is.
right? When it first starts, we just see like the
Cool fucking visuals of
it's
computer
cityscape
land.
at first again, yeah. And then also though, did you notice this is our first time that we see Pin on screen?
Because the camera flies past him.
Yes. We didn't mention earlier because this is one of those fun ones
dude,
that
when
I wanted to wait to
him-
talk about.
When I saw him, I was like, "Is that fucking Pin?"
Yes, this is the time too where you're like you
that
question
was
yourself.
It. Who was? Because it's so quick. You just fly right past,
And
him.
you
You're
don't know
like,
if you're ever gonna see him again. So you're just like, maybe maybe it's wrong.
It didn't have Teller with him. Couldn't have been.
But it was.
It was.
It's so
funny.
But so yeah, he is one of our security guards. We'll see more of him later. I just had to point out that it is a funny little like zoom past.
He's a total security guard.
Yes.
He's at the table, feet up, watching like TV and shit, and just zoom.
But then
past
he
him.
notices like all this stuff going on. You see, I love this weird thing where he gets to see the password type.
Yeah,
thing.
he's got like this super cool fucking setup.
And he
with
sees
the table
he sees
and shit.
GOD
God.
typed in. Yeah, funny as fuck. But yeah, so yeah, literally. That means this is when we pan out and we see Joey's head, and so we know it's Joey.
Yeah, he's got in.
So we now know that Joey has used the password information he just learned.
Yep.
And the backdoor information
thing he just figured out, and he stumbled onto a neat little garbage file.
And he's gonna download it. And so now we get to actually see Pin. He calls up Plague,
our villain,
Eugene. He says, "We need your help. I need you down here immediately. You call me the Plague."
All right, Mr. The Plague. We think we might have a hack.
We
That gets his
might have
fucking attention.
He says we might have a hacker. He says I know because it's one person, but he's got the workload of
like
10 users. This is one of those times where you didn't even know this was a computer like you wanted to tell me some of the times like phones that we have are more advanced than a computer. This one is one where you didn't even realize how stupid this is. There is no way the shitty computer Joey has could be doing what would be considered 10 times a supercomputer's workload.
How dare you insult Lucy like that?
It's a supercomputer.
I know. Lucy's a good girl. She tries.
It cracked me up so bad that he says that. He's like, it's got the workload of 10 users. Like, no, if this was a regular computer.
It's like a compact 2. Yeah, it's not fucking doing that.
If he was hacked into a regular computer, maybe.
In fact, when Joey's like, we can do this, Lucy, and he goes and like kisses it, it electrocutes him. This thing's about to fry.
No, that is another thing I want to say. I have such a problem with. But yeah, so this real quick. So he starts the download on the computer from the garbage file, because garbage file, what's it mean? Then we get two things that happen. One, I love, which is he sees the computer
visualization.
Worm. We find out later what it is. Later. Right now, we have no idea what it is.
Right now, it's just swirling colors. It's swirling crazy. Mathematical equations.
So this is one of those times where I'll tell you what he's supposed to be looking at is code. That's just way beyond what he understands.
So it's just this.
So to him, it
might
looks
as well be
like
aliens,
yes,
right?
And so I love that. That's so dope.
This is why
right?
me and my friend Chuck was like, "Man, you changed just a couple of things in this movie. It is a sci-fi movie."
Yeah. So like, I love that was the
really
interpretation
cool.
for that, right? But then, like you said, he kisses it because he's so excited about what he's getting.
We
right?
can do this, Lucy, and it shocks him. It shocks the shit out of him.
That's not real.
No.
Why did they make this monitor?
Like
they made the monitor do what a microphone would do. Because a microphone has that kind of electrical feedback.
Yeah.
If you get braces to it, it would shock you. A computer monitor does not have electronic feedback like that.
No.
It is a piece of glass. There is no shock coming through.
It's not like an old tube TV from the 30s.
Well, even if it was a tube TV, that's glass. Like the
that's not going to conduct against his retainer.
That's the part I'm saying. That's what I'm getting at. Like, literally, it just could not happen because glass doesn't conduct electricity.
He put a very fine metal mesh
That's
over the screen.
And again, that's why a microphone does that. This is
yeah, it does. It has the little metal.
That's
grate
why.
thing
That's
on
why
it,
you can
doesn't it?
shock yourself. This is why I'm saying all of this makes
now
no
I
sense.
kind of want to get like a piece of aluminum and like
you can watch
see
videos.
if I can shock myself.
You can
with
go
the
watch
mic.
videos of people with braces who have gotten
That's
close.
safer. I'm gonna go do that.
Yeah, it's dangerous, dude. Or you can find like professional people who have like just like they've got piercings and then touched it.
Shit.
Or metal guitar picks and
Dang.
accidentally slapped the microphone and gotten the
thinking
feedback.
about electrocuting your fucking teeth.
Yeah, it's
Jesus.
amazingly easy to electrocute yourself with a microphone. People just don't realize.
All right, now I'm like scared of the mic.
We're not in a wet room. We're
I'm gonna
okay.
lean back.
Yeah, so Joey, though, he does successfully download.
About half
Start
of it.
download.
Yeah.
Well, he's successful at everything he does.
Yeah.
Nothing he did messes this up. He's not supposed to be awake. He's not supposed to be smoking.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
been
definitely
chain
not.
smoking in his room. His mom caught him. She busts in, sees the computer on, and says,
Go
"Joink."
to bed, turns it off.
This is the era of you could have fucked something up in that computer by shutting it off that way.
Yeah.
This is the era of you actually had to use shutdown in Windows, or else you might have fried something.
No hard reset like we do now.
Yeah.
Just push, turn it off, turn it back on.
It was nuts to see that woman just walk in and like
just
slap that switch.
Well, I mean, it
Joey
explains
didn't
the
freak
pain.
out enough.
No,
if
he
you ask
just
me.
was kind of like,
and then flipped it and was like, okay,
we're good. It's fine.
fuck that, dude. He should have been worried. We should have seen him
Lucy,
actually turn
no!
it. Yeah, like he did later.
He's like opening the tower, like, are you okay?
I'm telling you right now, it's exactly what we should have seen.
Little tear rolls down his face.
While this is going on, though, we do get a little bit of the room with the plague, right? And we hear him say, God wouldn't be up this late. Meaning he already
knows
knew
whose
the
password
fucked up
that is.
person was using that password,
Yeah.
right? I love it. It was a funny line. It's funny, and it sets us up good for
It's
the
one of those ones you only
transition.
really get after multiple watches, too.
Oh, yeah, exactly. The first time you don't get it. You're just like,
You're
what's
just like,
he
well,
mean?
is he thinking of
Is he
it
talking about
being-
himself? What's he
Yeah,
talking
it's like,
about?
I'm God. I shouldn't be up this late
Yeah,
doing
like,
this.
but later on, you're like,
Oh, that makes
ah.
sense. That's funny.
But
they trace it back.
yeah.
Right? Like, right as soon as his mom throws it off, pins it, he's like, he's gone.
Yeah,
Plague's
and then
just
Plague
like,
goes,
we
"Did we
got
get
him,
him?"
though.
And they're like, yeah, we traced him. Sweet. Perfect. That's what I want to hear.
Poor guy.
Now, before we deal with that, though, we do get one more little, like, vacation trip. We go to Nikon's house.
Yep. We got the boys go up to the door and they knock on it and shit. And he opens
Dude,
it. And he's
love
got like
this.
a cloak with
Yes,
a
no,
hood
I
on
love-
and shit. Like
I
it's
love
a
the
secret
introduction.
society.
The introduction to Nikon is one of the best, dude. Like, and he, again, just like everybody else, he sees someone new, sees Dade, and he's
Yep.
like, what about this guy? It's all right. He's elite. Now, unlike everybody
Sure
else,
he is.
but unlike everybody else, he's very trusting because he
Yeah.
says that and then just is immediately like, come on.
Yeah, it's fine.
Right? Like, he doesn't pull out 5 books
Would make him take a test or anything.
like fucking Serial did. But then everybody walks in, except for Serial, right? Serial stays behind. He kind of does that like dopey like head drop,
Kinda puppy dog
raises
look,
it up a
like,
little bit,
buddy.
looks at him. Hey man, I needed to see if I could crash here tonight.
What, again?
Again? Yeah.
Man, you know it's
man.
good.
All right.
You know they're going to sit up and watch like kung fu movies all fucking night, dude.
You know it, dude. They're fucking Wu-Tang albums.
Fuck yes.
That's what it is. You know it. Come on now. The way that's what they did was
We need to do like a Wu-Tang week,
Oh,
right?
dude, we could
just
do
like
it.
do like a
The
full month
movies?
of the Wu-Tang.
because they
fucking kung
paid
fu
to
movies.
release a bunch of them themselves.
Yeah, they
We could
did.
just do theirs. the
Didn't
ones
they
that
do like
produced.
voiceover for a few of
A
them?
couple,
Yeah, those are the ones we need to hit.
But yeah, so we see Nikon. Nikon's pad is dope as shit. Again, it does look like you just like vomited from a sewer pipe, but it does look dope as shit.
He's like
I love this
he's like
place.
part hacker, part DJ. He's got
Yeah,
like
oh, no,
music
yeah.
equipment and
It's
computer
so
shit
great.
just scattered all over the place.
We see them watching TV. This is when we get to see Agent Dick Gill for the
Yep,
first
there's
time.
like, hey, it's Dick
Who's
Gill,
this?
the
Dick
numero
Gill.
enemy number one.
Yeah, we fucking hate that guy. And so again, you almost get the set. You're literally like a half second away from Dade being like, "Well, why are we even fucking watching this?"
Yeah.
Before he can even say anything, they're like, "It's time!" And they all start running, grabbing bags of chips,
Yeah.
cans of Jolt Cola.
Yeah, buddy.
I've not made a point of saying this yet, but they are like the unofficial sponsor of this movie. We've already seen the Plague drinking it multiple times.
Yep.
We have.
There's been just cans in the room.
It's in the backgrounds, empty cans. They just now grabbed some. We're about to watch a TV show that is literally
as it
unofficially sponsored by Jolt Cola.
the official drink of hackers everywhere.
Yes. So again, I haven't said it yet, but I love this. And again, if you've never had Jolt Cola, the only claim to fame it has is twice the caffeine, proving that this would be Joey's drink of choice.
Oh yeah.
I love it. It's great. It's so great.
Poor Joey.
But yeah, so they start watching TV and we see Hack the Planet. That's
Hack
the name. The
Planet
show is Hack
with
the
Blade
Planet.
and Razor.
Razor and Blade. Say it the right way.
Ah, whatever.
Because the joke is if you drop the and, it's just Razor Blade.
Razor Blade.
You say it your way, it loses the fun.
It does.
But yeah, Razor and Blade. They are two of the most
famous
flamboyant,
hackers?
over the top, famous New York City hackers there are, I guess.
Yeah, local network television.
Well, they're definitely
man.
doing good enough that they, again, Dade was able to put a different tape on for a TV network. These guys have stolen the broadcast footage, the feed, and are getting it from another place.
Max Headroom
You want to, you want to talk about something that's a step above
what he was doing.
They are doing something a step above
every week.
Yeah, well, exactly. They say this is a weekly TV show
where we just hijack the airwaves.
Like I said, Jolt Cola is like their unofficial sponsor. It is totally that type of thing. But so
I like later in the movie, they're like actual like real networks have been showing interest in our show.
Well, wouldn't you?
I was like, fuck yeah, go guys.
But so we see them. They start talking. So we see a glimpse of what their show is, and it's obviously just
Tricks
for
and
hackers
tips.
and tips and tricks for hackers, right?
Yep.
Because they immediately tell us our first freaking hack
with the payphone.
So, and this I had to tell Bo, this is true. This is something you could 100%
actually
to be able to do. By the time the movie came out,
they had fixed it, of course.
So the movie was not telling 100,000 people, like, here's how you can get
how you can fuck over the phone companies.
Phone calls. But so back in the day, when you would be at a payphone, so this was only a trick that would work at a payphone. But if you were at a payphone, you needed to put all your money in, so that way it knew how long you could make your call for. It would just produce a tone that would come from the receiver, and it would be heard through the other end of the phone. And so it would know
how much
time you had
in there.
And so all you had to do was record and play back. And then you have that.
Yep.
And so
forever.
Just one day, $5 in quarters. Once it makes the tone, slap the thing. You're not even out the first $5.
Yeah, it gives it back.
And you're good, and you've got free phone calls. We literally saw Freak doing this earlier when he tells us he had called Venezuela.
Yep, that's
what he
does.
You can see it. He's got the
puts
thing in his
tape
hand.
recorder up to it, and it just plays some tones. And it's like,
it's so
like,
quick.
Thank you for your money. And it's like,
it's so quick. Earlier, you're barely paying attention to it. But yeah, this is totally what he was doing. He is, because that's why he's
I like
the
that they did
Freak.
it that way. We see Freak do it first, and then it's later explained by these guys
to prove that it is.
Freak already knows this shit.
He's good. He's elite,
as
they keep telling us.
Elite.
Yeah, so again, that's all we really see right here. Is again, it was strictly just
to
introduce
set up the show and shit.
The show to set up that
Agent Gills is a dick.
Yeah, we had
a dick.
A couple of moments, but it literally goes from this straight into Joey in the shower. This, I'm not even gonna lie to you, dude. As an 11-year-old, this used to scare the shit out of me. The idea that these agents would just be standing in your bathroom
while you're
outside the shower.
Shit.
Like, like other people have like being a little kid would be like, oh, I'm afraid of being in the shower because someone's gonna break in the house, like a robber. Me, I was like, I'm afraid the feds.
It's fucking FBI are gonna be like shotgun to my fucking face as soon as I open the curtain.
Open the shower curtain. Now, in all fairness,
no one wants to get arrested naked.
Well, in all fairness, the only reason Joey didn't know it was there,
because he had the headphones in.
Did you see him? He
had him like wrapped in
bags?
plastic bags around him and shit.
Like sandwich bags.
I don't think it would work.
I don't need.
Well, yeah, if you
maybe
got it, duct tape,
rubber band, maybe. Like
get
flip
it really tight.
Yeah.
It didn't look like he did though. It looked like it was like falling off. But
no, he looked like he had Ziploc bags.
Yeah, he's like,
right. That still would have had the like gap.
He like took as soon as he took him off and shit. There's the fucking feds dragging him out of the house.
Oh, dude,
they're taking his computer and he goes and dives after it and his ass out. Dude. No,
not
Lucy.
It was priceless, dude. You can't get better. It
so
literally
funny.
let you know the depravity of this.
Yeah, I know he
right?
has a problem. No, he doesn't. He's fine.
Yeah. As they're taking him out, though, we see Vince Gill outside talking to a report. Well, talking to his agents at first, and they're like, "We got it."
Yeah, he
unccorrupted hard drive.
He didn't have time to wipe anything and shit.
What is? No, at first it was just the uncorrupted hard drive. He's like, "English, man. I didn't spend 15 years guarding the president." I'm like, I don't think you did that anyway, stupid. Right? Like, I'm just looking at that guy like, no way. And he's like, speaking to me in English, and then he tells him, and again, just to set up for us that this kid that's an agent is maybe more a hacker
than
an agent
Gill is. It's Mark Anthony's character.
Yeah. Yep. But so then you get to see the smarminess of Gil, right? The reporter starts
Because
talking
as soon
to
as
him.
the reporter comes up,
as soon as she talks to him, why, of course, Jennifer.
I got time for you always. I like being on TV.
Yeah, dude, it was bad. So
Hackers
outrageous.
are the worst thing ever.
Terrorists.
They're
He says they're like
Yeah.
terrorists. I was like,
And then they drag
That's
this
a
poor
little-
like 14-year-old kid down the stairs.
I was
and
like,
he's
that's
just
a
crying.
little
Poor
intense
Joey.
to say that, right?
Right? They ain't no fucking terrorist. Look at the poor boy.
Yeah.
Look at him. He can't. He weighs 90 pounds. They just carried the man down the stairs by his arms.
After they take Joey off, we get to see a little bit more of what's going on behind the scenes here, right? Like to know why this is happening, or kinda a glimpse at it. So we see the Plague in his real big boy job, not just running around into the computer in the middle of the night, right? He actually has to do this in front of people.
Yeah, he has like a meeting with the boards of directors and shit. He's the chief cybersecurity officer.
IT.
Or some
yeah,
shit.
he's the head IT for this whole company.
Thinks he is
Let's
so
call it something
fucking
fancy,
cool though, doesn't he?
Oh, he does for sure. But so he starts going off. He's making fun of the Margot, the woman who obviously, again, I don't know if the movie wanted us as viewers to not know instantly that they had something going on. Because if they did, they filmed the scene horribly.
Yeah,
like
they did.
the looks the two of them give each other,
They're
the
fucking.
way they're talking to each other
5
is
seconds.
very instantly.
Yeah, it's like,
that
oh,
you're
they're
just like,
fucking.
right.
I'm surprised Duke, the like head guy, wasn't like,
I'm surprised
do you two need to get a room?
Yeah, right.
You
Like
know?
nobody in the company called them on this.
Right.
It just seemed very weird because you're like, this is quite obvious from me 2 seconds into you speaking to each other.
These two have a relationship
Yeah.
of some kind.
Sexual.
Going on here.
No emotions involved. They hate each other. You can tell.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so he because again he just lambasts her for using God, right? He's
Nobody
like,
listened to my memo about passwords. God
right?
looks right at her.
So funny. Again, disproving this male ego thing, right?
That was
Like,
the,
it's
that
from
was the
her.
funniest part.
Although she is in the male oriented like workforce, so
Yeah.
I guess
She
maybe
has to be
she
more
still has
manly
the
than the
male
male.
ego,
Yeah.
even though she is not male.
it's probably worse.
Yeah, she's got to compensate.
Yeah, she's got to make up for it.
But yeah, this is when we finally see the virus, the virus
That the hackers planted in the
Yeah.
system.
This is a virus. It is not their virus.
No.
We're
Gonna-
obviously we
go
know
ahead.
that
Plague
well,
is the bad guy.
well,
He made this virus.
I mean, it's not even like we're giving anything away. We've been with our hackers, so
Yeah,
we
we
know
know
they
it's not
didn't do that. The only thing that is technically a surprise is the 30 seconds later when Plague says, "I made that."
Yeah.
And it is only 30 seconds. They
It's
wrap
like
up
as soon as they're done with the meeting.
We see again, like everything else in the movie, the Da
Super
Vinci gets a
stylized.
super stylized version. So instead of
It's
just
the Vitruvian man that
Instead of
looks
just-
like
yeah.
Henry Cavill.
instead of just being a program
Yeah.
that would be words on the screen, they're like, no, it's a video and it's actually talking to us.
And,
it's
it gives the terrorist demands
well,
too.
and it's like 4 layered voices on
all
top
over
of each
top
other.
of each other.
Well, the demands again, that would have been real. It just would have came up as text on the screen, right?
It's funner if we do
Yeah.
it in the voice.
They do it like this, so yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like totally overly stylized. But so yeah, we see the Da Vinci virus. It is threatening to capsize a bunch of ocean liners if they
oil tankers
Yeah.
and shit. That what's the actual company called? Ellington. Yeah, Ellison fleets ships. And Duke's just like, well, then just have him switch it over to manual.
That doesn't exist.
Bullshit. I have calling bullshit on that. In 95, yes, there was. Unless they specifically built these ships like brand new and made them that way. It's
Yeah.
not how it works. Even an old ship that you've upgraded to have a computer system
Yes.
would still have those manual overrides and
Well,
shit.
because we all know better than that.
Right.
And so again, in 95, when computers were definitely not,
as integrated as they are now.
there's no way it existed. And again, we know better today. There was just never a time that actually happened.
No.
It is funny though. It does give
Yeah.
us a very comical scene because that dude's face when he says that is just like, I feel old and useless.
I feel old and dumb. Really?
Why am I even here?
The whole world has just gone away from me.
Basically, right?
Sit down, Duke. before we put you down.
Then that wraps up their meeting. This is so funny though. As they're walking out of the meeting, Plague's trying to have his moment to talk to Margot, but two of the dudes, the suit
behind him, like, so you sure this is gonna work?
This is the only.
You're on this, right?
This is why Eugene feels like God. Yeah. Like, it's so funny that he's not the guy using God, because he acts like the guy who'd be using God.
He loves being able to lord over
He hears
these
this and he's
pricks.
just like, I've got it. You guys just.
The FBI or whatever is working with us 100%.
Don't worry about it.
We've got it. We've already arrested the kid. We're going to go through all of his stuff and find the virus. No big deal. And they're like, oh, I'm so glad you're here. I feel so much better. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Plague.
And then they fuck off. And now is when we find out the Plague made this virus to cover up their scam.
Shit to
we don't know what the scam is. All of it yet. Steal. We know steal. We don't know how much.
$25 million.
I think the $25 million was the next one. I didn't know if it was in this hallway.
I like Margot.
They have too many.
Margot's just sitting there. She's just like,
they have too many hidden conversations to keep up with when which thing was said. But so all that's important is that definitely we know that she knows there's stealing going on.
They're in cahoots.
Yeah. And
she just tried to call bullshit on him having the kid arrested. She's like, you did all this just to get back and fight. He's like, no, they have part of our plan. Well, that's what we need to get.
That's the thing, though. She thought she was calling him out on it, but she really didn't, since he did have a reason for it. You know, like, she was like, just to get back at a kid, that getting back at him had nothing to do with it.
It's like, no, you dumb bitch. He has part of shit that will make us go to jail.
He has the part that proves we're stealing.
That's what we need to get back.
Yeah. Although that points out what was the original plan.
Just to steal the money, and so he made the virus on the fly, like last night.
That's the implication, because she didn't know about it. So the implication is the virus was only a last-minute ditch thing to help cover up the fact that the kid found the worm. What was the original plan?
It's just hope nobody noticed it, I guess, because it's supposed to erase its tracks.
I know, but then they hope they're going to live a normal life and never spend that money.
Tahiti?
Then their bosses are going to wonder why they just left for Tahiti. You get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like the original plan wasn't well thought out, whatever it was.
Oh, they just jump on the computer and he makes them dead. Like they do.
Yes,
like they do Encapsulate.
I guess.
We don't exist anymore and we're going to take our $25 million.
I don't think so. I don't think it'd been that easy. I think if you disappear right after your company loses $25 million, something tells me the investigation is pretty deep.
Yep. Might be too late by that point, even.
But yeah, so this also though does point out the dumbness of having this virus or this worm program in the garbage file. Like, I mean, I know he had to put it somewhere people couldn't find it.
Yeah, and a garbage file is supposed to just be like
they say later,
shit, right?
But still, it seems to me like you would maybe, because garbage files
be the
like
thing
randomly
going
empty
to look
too.
for?
Well, and no, not really. Joey going to look in it is really dumb because he wanted proof he was in a supercomputer. What's he using from a garbage? For all he knew, it was just literally people's text documents.
And it was right next to budget too. If you looked, like,
so,
he goes and clicks on it, budget's
so I
right underneath it.
I think it was actually really dumb that he picked it. That being said, I also think it's a really dumb place for a hacker to hide something they want to keep on a computer, because people regularly empty out their garbage folders, right? So somebody else could have emptied out a garbage folder.
Yeah, it might even automatically do it.
Some of them do,
right?
And this is my point. Seems stupid. Seems like a dumb plan to leave it in a garbage folder.
But he's so smart. He's the Plague.
He's the smartest man alive. That's totally how he acts.
He's got the big nose. He's got an extra brain in there. He's smarter than everybody.
As they're breaking away from their Margot and him's conversation about all this, she throws out "You better take care of this, or you're gonna lose all your toys."
So she's bankrolling all his fancy computers, obviously.
Well, the company is. I think that's more like "you're gonna get fired" threat, is what that is. Right? Like,
I'd be more worried about going to fucking jail, bitch. Shut up. Don't threaten me with firing me.
But again, like, what? She can't send him to jail without her going to jail. So, like, that's what I mean. Like, the only threat she could be making is that she could fire him, because like nothing else. All but right. Even then, he could turn her in.
I was going to say, I was like, all right, fire me. You're going to jail because I can cover my ass and not yours. How about that?
Well, except for she's computer illiterate. I think that, again, that plan only works on paper. Once they actually look at it, they're like, she's stupid.
She's stupid. She doesn't know how to do any of this. And now it's an act. No,
Right.
I don't think so.
Yeah, no, I talked to her. She
barely knows where the on button is.
Yeah. So maybe that wouldn't have worked for him. But either way, they're done. We do know that somehow, some way, he does have a lot of fancy toys that are most likely provided by this company. And she has control of it.
He does have his own supercomputer at his disposal.
Yeah, he gets to use that one. That one's not really his toy. I would say the VR thing in the basement is his toy.
That is cool.
Yeah, we'll get there soon. But yeah, he's got a few things we see that are definitely toys. From here, though, we get to see the agents trying to interrogate Joey. This was so fucked up. They took Joey to a room, right?
Yep.
And we can see that they took this computer apart, including the monitor. The monitor was disassembled, and they said, put it back together.
Fuck you.
I don't know any computer person who could put a monitor back together.
No.
Like, it's one thing, the guts of the computer, because they upgrade those parts. New boards, new chips.
Glue. Fine, right?
A monitor casing.
Some of that putty, you know.
That
mud.
was insane that they thought he would know. It's more insane that they thought that would tell them something.
Why'd they take the monitor out? He's hiding the disc behind the monitor.
Also, did you notice that Mark Anthony was wearing a power glove?
I was like, oh man, they even
glove?
took his power glove. Why?
I was like, that's got nothing
He's
to do with
just playing with it too. He's
like,
just like, oh, I can't believe you. Like,
has
he's just
nothing
they're
to
just
do with his
talking about
computer.
it. Like,
why?
man, I always wanted one of these.
Why do we even need that there? They leave here. They realize they can't do anything with Joey.
Yeah,
they don't have what they need because again, the FBI is in cahoots with our bad guy. They don't know they're the bad guys right now.
Yeah,
they're kind of just
protecting a company from cyber attacks.
They think,
and
that's fine. And so they report to the plague. They tell him we can't find what you said.
Got nothing on him.
What you said they should have, he doesn't have.
Well, he has a disc. He's hidden it.
It's
somewhere.
got to be somewhere.
We're gonna have to follow him.
All right. So I guess that's what we're gonna do.
They task two dudes, Mark Anthony and Bald Guy, to watch Joey.
I love the radio conversation that we get from them immediately. Right. The target still grounded by his mother.
Can't believe I'm doing this shit.
I loved that. But then after that, we start hearing this agent read reading a magazine article about hackers, right? He's just reading some random hackers.
We have no skin color, no creed, no religious bias.
A beautiful thing,
yeah, it's
right?
all nice. We're all equal.
Still not true in this digital age today. Yeah. It's actually worse.
Yeah,
because we have so many things that make
now.
You tell what you are, but then people feel the anonymity of being on the internet, so they feel like they can say
I can say whatever
horrible
I want,
garbage.
You don't know who I am,
right? We live in a worse world.
Fucking keyboard
If we could have lived in this real world that this hacker had wrote this speech about, we'd be better off for it.
You call me a
now
criminal
that being
just
said,
I want the truth.
This guy gets to the end of this little blurb.
He gets hung up on one word.
The last thing in it is he goes. It says, "Hear me now. I am a hacker. This is my manifesto." Manifesto? And I mean,
the Unabomber had a manifesto.
He's so upset about it, and he's telling this to Mark Anthony's like geeky agent,
nerdy
and that guy just turns
like,
and looks at me and goes, "I think
cool.
that's pretty cool.
That's pretty dope.
I like that."
That's not cool. That's commie stuff. You're a fucking communist. This fucking bald guy doesn't know how to deal with it.
Even these agents can't come to
an agreement on
what this is,
whether it's bad or not.
Now we get to cut to the bathroom in the school.
Yeah, they're like in the bathroom and shit. And
this is
fucking Serial's just like, hey, can I crash at your place again? What is with this guy?
He literally. Again, he is practically homeless, but now we finally get a little bit of something from Freak about it, right? He's like, his parents were hippies, and he's been making up for it ever since. Oh, and they missed Woodstock.
Yeah, they missed Woodstock.
Oh man, it's so funny. But again, I can believe it. Like his parents are just like so out.
Dead.
Yeah, they're not
gone.
there. They're not home. There's no real home for them. Yeah, I believe that 100%. But they start talking about Joey.
Yep.
What happened to him?
His grounded for 3
This is
lifetimes.
so funny because he's actually in trouble. They know it's legit, but then Serial still bashes on him. Maybe it's that bank in Idaho.
Yeah.
I was like, stop, dude. He's in actual trouble.
Well, they don't
it's
really
not the
believe
time.
him.
He just got out of jail. They don't believe the Idaho. That's fine. Make fun of that at a different time. You know he just had feds at his house. You know that
Fuck
part's
him.
real.
Fuck him.
That's what I'm-
Nope, gonna rag on him.
That's what I'm saying is crazy. Is that
Fuck Joey.
that Serial was just like, let me take this time to make fun of his.
Piss on him while he's down.
Right?
Just
Like,
gotta hold him
that's-
down, piss in his mouth.
That was like crazy. I was like, come on, dude. Like the man.
Guy just
like,
got out of jail.
They might have broke his fucking bathroom door.
They definitely broke his computer.
Definitely. Like, give the guy a break. The Idaho thing may not have been him, but you don't got to make fun of it right now. It ain't the time.
When y'all find out about what he actually did, you're all really fucking impressed. So shut the hell up.
Oh, man.
That's not that far from now when they're like, oh shit, he did do that.
Freak does make the announcement. Big party. Wants
Big
Dave
party.
to come with him. Kate's house. He was not going to go.
He was like,
heard
nah,
Kate's house and he
and-
said, fuck, I'm in.
Oh, that's what I thought.
Freak knew it too. Did you see? He knew it. His face was like,
Pelvic
she
thrust,
coming.
booty. Pelvic
Coming.
Thrust, booty.
Oh, now is when we get that cut to the basement where I was saying we get to see the Plague and his toys.
His toys, his VR set.
It's now I want to point out though, this scene is so wrong. I've played this VR at like a mall or something
this
back
is,
in '96,
used to see these all the time back in
and
the
so
day.
they are not immersive at all.
No.
It's literally you feel and are aware of the fact you're wearing a giant visor on
headgear.
your head. The sounds are not so realistic. You forget that so when Agent Gill walks in and starts trying to talk to him, and he's like,
He's just ignoring him. He can
yes,
hear him.
it is not at all the way he acts. Like
Right.
he just like,
Oh, I'm just playing my game. Sorry, I didn't see you there.
didn't
Like,
know
no,
you were
you're-
even here.
you know, you're
Bullshit,
just
dude.
ignoring
I've
him.
played those.
I
Bullshit.
fuck Dick. He can wait.
And that's fine. But be real with him.
Yeah.
Be man enough to tell
Be
him
man
that.
enough. Just like I had to get to a safe.
Fuck
point,
you. I wanted to play my game.
right? Level was almost over. Shut up.
But this is that he gets handed the
dossier on Dade.
Of Dade. He's like that's what Right Gill says. Look, we looked into everybody that he knows, like you said, and we might
came
have
up
found
with
something
this.
interesting. And he hands it to him, and the Plague says, "Ew,
You
hard copy." Dude, get over yourself.
He's such a fucking tool. Like every time I saw the guy on screen, I'm like, God, I want to smack you. You're such a douche. Real people don't act this fucking
Well,
way.
again, this is like
This made it great, I guess, for the
This
movie,
is-
but just fuck, he was annoying.
This is 95. This is before like every computer had Word and you could just guarantee. This is like the era of Microsoft had two of its own typing programs, Word and Works, and you could have the wrong one and go to somebody else's computer and not be able to open the thing you typed.
It's not going to work.
And
Not
you're gonna
formatted
tell me that Plague just naturally assumed he was going to be able to get a file from a government computer that was a file he could open?
Yes.
See, this is why I have
They
problems
should
with
have
the
brought
Plague.
it to him on a floppy disk.
This is why I have
He
problems
would
with
a
the
big
Plague.
one of the old floppy disks, the ones that were actually floppy.
There wouldn't be enough space on that. Those things,
like 1 fucking kilobyte.
it's pretty small. It's amazing there were games that were on those things. They were so simplistic.
The text games, then I mean,
There are some
Well, they
legit
play
like side
Doom.
scrolling type games that are on those fucking discs.
if it won't play Doom, it sucks.
Yeah, so he sees this, he reads the stuff about Dade. They immediately go to Dade's house, right?
Yep.
Like he takes the agents. He says, "That's where we gotta
Yep,
go.
they
I need to talk
just
to him."
bust in and fucking
Bust in, dude.
gun right in his face.
And then Plague starts reading to him his history. Zero cool. Crashed 1,500 systems in a single day. 1,507.
Thank you.
And then again, from our dorky agent. Wow, that's
Wow, that's
impressive.
a lot, you know.
He's looking at the other guy who's just like, God damn, man.
Right? Could you be more of a fucking nerd? For a Latin heartthrob, you are a dork.
Definitely. But yeah, so the Plague, though, you can tell he's getting off on this, like, again, this God complex he
Somebody
has.
like me.
Well, and it's
I
this
will
God
recruit
complex,
my new prodigy.
right? Like he starts smashing
Yeah.
shit when Dade won't talk
They
to
broke
him.
his fucking stereo and
That's
shit.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like the scene overall, not
Be
just like
careful
immediately.
what friends you do hang
Yeah,
out
like because at
with.
first you're right. He kind of is like, oh, I'm gonna be able to get this guy on my
Trying to
side. But when
recruit
Dade
him.
like fights it a little bit, even a little bit, like Dade wouldn't even like.
I don't play
rude.
well with others. That's all he said.
He
didn't
takes
say
this
no.
bat, smashes the fucking thing, then threatens to arrest or fuck up the lives of Dade and
Every one of
everybody
his
he
friends.
knows. It's intense quick. It's
Fucking-
intense
He is
quick.
riding that God complex hard, isn't he?
Yeah.
I personally don't give a fuck who was out in the hallway. You smashed my radio with a baseball bat. You better be ready to swing
and then
it
he
at
finally
me.
he opens the door and he opens the door. The agents are like, "It's okay." I was like, "Shut up,
So
dude."
real life, if as soon as that loud crash happened, them cops are back in that
Yeah.
room.
And then right before he leaves, he turns around one more time. I love this. He says some smarmy fucking shit to Dade, and Dade just says, "Blow me." Thank you.
What an odd response to somebody saying "blow me."
The way he said it too,
Just
like
thank you.
I can't. As much as I don't like the Plague as a person, the
He's a
delivery of
good
these
bad
lines
guy.
is good, dude. Like he's the way he
Right.
says this shit to
Such a fucking prick.
Oh man. Now we get our hot, sexy dream sequence.
This was weird. Right after the weird "blow me" line, immediately we have hot, sexy fucking Kate comes in, zipping the shirt, a little bit of
We
titty,
get a little bit of boob.
little titty, and then the cops come in, like arrest him and shit.
just 10 times worse than what we just
Yeah,
seen.
and it was just a dream.
And again, from what we've seen so far, there's nothing to let you know that could have been a dream. Like it
No,
literally
I
feels like that was
confused.
real.
Weird sex dream. What I wrote in my
Yep.
notes.
And we get to slide from that to the actual party finally. I love this. Freak is introducing Dade to like the house.
The house.
And more information about Kate,
Kate.
right? And he goes, "Look, her mom writes books like this. Women who love men who are emotional amoeba."
She makes a shit ton of money.
I crack up, dude. Like it's so funny. But then they're looking around the party, and this is definitely like 90s house party, right?
Yep.
Like this is what we should have seen when we were watching fucking American Pie. This is a house
Yeah,
party.
it is
It's
full.
wall to wall.
Wall to
People
wall.
can't move. You're smelling somebody
It's
7 people
feet- yeah.
away. You know, like this is a house party.
Spill your beer.
Yeah,
it's gonna
nobody
get
can-
knocked in your fucking
You deal with
hand.
the consequences later,
Yep.
right? This is dope. And of all things, Lord Nikon is our DJ.
Yep.
I fucking love this.
Just I just
dude.
walk. I was like, "Yo, you made it!" And, he's
And
just
then
got
he
this
immediately
table and
starts
shit.
telling this girl's information, right? He's like, "Lisa, whatever."
Oh, yeah, the
blah
hot
blah
girl
blah
dancing
blah
and
blah
shit.
blah blah blah. And they're like, Dade
That-
looks at him
that
and
was
is like,
impressive.
"What?" He goes, "Photographic memory.
It's a curse.
It's a curse." Yo, Lisa. Hey, who said that?
Nobody. Don't know. What
That
you're
was-
talking about. No.
I love the whole thing playing out where you get to hear him, you hear her fucking yell that across the party. Who said that? It was such a nice touch. Then we
'Cause
just
he-
get to
'cause
more.
you got the implication he never actually talked to her. He just like
No, he hasn't. No.
saw her
Yes,
driver's license
100%,
or something.
dude. It's so it has to be because he knows the information
yep.
like he's reading it. You know what I mean? Like
He was behind her at the DMV
something.
one day.
yeah. So then we just get to see more of the party, people dancing around. We get one of my favorite lines from Matthew Lillard: "Spandex. It's a privilege, not a right. Look at that pooper."
And this is where we see.
This is where Mark Anthony comes back
He
in.
comes in
I don't
just
know.
having a good time.
I don't know if he's supposed to be the agent.
No.
I really feel like
I feel like it's just a.
I think they thought they were going to slide him in, get to be a party goer without
Right.
people knowing it's him. Because we never get
They
reference.
lingered on him for too long.
I know,
man.
but we never get reference to it being him. We never get a sly nod to it being him
he's
watching
very
things.
obviously not being
He's not
an
being
agent
the
or
agent.
anything. He's just at
definitely
the party.
and well, he's dancing pretty slick,
Just
right?
sitting there, he does the whole like
This is Mark
looking
Anthony.
at booty and shit.
This is Mark Anthony being Mark Anthony, right? This is he's not got the high shoulders.
Right.
He's not got the things that
he's
make
all swag right now.
tell me that it's weird, right? It's very strange.
Right.
We see him multiple times too. None of them does he seem like he is the agent right now.
He's not investigating anything. He's
Literally,
just
we
there.
see him the first time as my man says, "Look at that pooper spandex. It's a privilege, not a right." And
And he
it's
turns
just
and
to
checks
see,
it
it's to
out,
see-
right?
He looks at our characters for a second, but it's because he's watching them talk to see who
About the
they're
chick.
talking about.
Yeah, and he
so he
just
can
like,
then look at the girl.
Yeah, that's
And then
right.
the only other time we see him are literally cutaway scenes to him dancing. Not him looking at anybody, not anything happening for him to look at, Just him dancing.
They just wanted to show that guy knows how to have a good time.
I guess.
That
I don't even
our
know.
special agent
Maybe that's
dipshit,
it.
he
Maybe
knows how
he's
to
just
party.
invited to this hacker party. It's not even that he's there for
This is-
work.
he's off duty. He just happened
He
to
didn't
be
know
invited.
Kate. Somebody else invited him, right?
He's friends with the chick in the red leather outfit that they were.
Lisa?
Lisa, there it is. Yeah.
Yo, Lisa.
Who said that?
Maybe, man. I don't know. But it is, I will say, it's very strange because I've watched this movie so many times. I never put that much thought into why he's there until this time because I was literally just like, why is he at the party?
Oh, I just wrote mine. I was like, Agent is at party.
But again, you
having a
didn't
ball.
question it though, did you? You were
No,
just like,
I was
okay.
just like, oh.
Because you thought it was going to come up again.
Yeah,
but
nope.
it doesn't.
Or like he was supposed to be following Joey, but then Joey's never at the party either.
I don't know. It's so strange. We'll move off of it because again, there's no explanation.
No.
After this is when we get to see them really get into the party though, right? Like, oh, is this when we cut to Joey, right? Is this when we do our random cutaway to Joey?
We go to Joey at rehab.
At rehab. Sorry, I forgot.
It's like
I
2
forgot for a
seconds.
second.
We just cut over to him.
No,
at
but it's
rehab.
priceless, and I don't even want to bring it up any other time. We have to make sure we talk about it because it is such a funny scene. Joey standing there, cigarette, both hands, cup of coffee. He's hitting both cigarettes and
all of
sipping
it.
the coffee
and
in
he's
between.
all jittery and talking real fast. And
we
stuff.
don't know what it's addiction anonymous for, but we know it's a form of addiction anonymous. So all we hear Joey start saying while doing that and sounding like he's coked out of his head.
I'm not an addict.
I'm not an addict.
I don't have a problem. I just got in some trouble with my computer. But
I don't know why the judge would make me come here.
That's
just crazy.
All the other people are like,
Well,
whatever.
As soon as he says computer is when they say that, which is what lets us know, computers
addiction.
anonymous.
Yeah.
Got it now.
I'm not addicted to my computer. I don't know why I'm not addicted to things. God, I need more coffee. It just goes
Can I
on.
get more coffee?
Like, your cup still has coffee in it, man.
Well, he chugged it on his way. Did you notice that? He said, "Can I get more coffee?" And he slammed it. I was like, God damn, that's a guy who needs
Put
no
one
more
of the
coffee.
cigarettes out, dude. You don't need two.
Yeah, it was intense. Joey was crazy. That's all it's there for.
Yeah,
Nothing else.
And then
It
we
was
go
literally
right
like
back to the
comic
party.
relief moment.
Yep.
Just to go back to the party, which is also mostly comic relief.
It is because
moments.
like we go back to the party and they're like
it's when they see the computer.
The computer, Kate's super badass laptop,
28 kpps modem, so sick.
So bad.
Millions of colors. This is when we used to do that for a monitor. We
the
rated it by how many
56
colors
million
it could
colors
see
and shit.
and not
Yep.
by anything else.
It would annoy the piss out of me because half the time my games would be different color settings that I didn't.
It was on
run.
16, but you needed 24.
Yeah,
right? Like
that's
yes,
how it always
I know.
fucking went.
Then Lord knows when we had fucking True 32 for a while, and that was never True 32. Those okay, we got
Yeah.
It was stupid. It was a time where I'm glad if you're young enough you didn't have to deal with it because it was stupid. Because you're just like
Buy
like,
a
it's a
$60
computer
game and you can't play it because the colors aren't fucking right.
and you're just like it's colors.
Right? Just
I see colors.
there's colors on the screen. You're doing that color.
Make it work.
But if you tried to play the game, Technicolor fucking rainbow nightmare.
Vomit.
Right?
Yep. What a time. What a world we live in.
I'm glad we've gotten past all that bullshit.
That's right. But so everything, just know everything about the laptop they see and they're talking about is outdated as all get fucking out.
It's actually kind of trash.
Oh, it's super trash by today's standards. I'm not even sure.
This is beyond archaic.
Well, and at the time, like tech updated so fast that by the 6 months from when it left the theater to when I watched it as a home release already, it was probably outdated then.
Yeah, it was up
the
to,
computers
they
update
just
really
keep going.
quick. And so like not maybe massively outdated, but definitely not as updated as they wanted it to be for the scene, right? But yeah, so they're losing it over this fucking thing. I love you see like they're rating the computer at first, right?
Yep.
And then they flip the light off so they can see
Freak's
the
just like, man, I
screen.
bet this looks so good with the lights off. Get them off, man. Smack. And they're all just like sitting there in
Kate
the glow.
and Curtis
come
slip into
in,
the
making
room.
out, start getting ready to fuck.
And then fucking Nikon
He flips
drops
The little magnifying glass on
so
his
he can
was
see
that
better.
Was that her top? Did he take that off with one hand?
Then he throws out my favorite line about her. Burns wetware matches her hardware. What a dorky fucking
Computer
line.
thing to
And
say.
it comes from Nikon, who is like the guy who oozes cool out of this group. And it's like, man,
If
that
anybody,
hurt me so much to hear that
they
guy
gave
say
it to the guy who had the most
Chance,
chance
yeah,
to make it sound cool, but it still just didn't
It
work.
didn't. It did not work. But so she hears them, of course, because they
Yeah.
were not quiet about it. And at first, she's mad for half a second, and Freak's like, "We're just checking out your really sick laptop." And she goes,
It is pretty fucking
"I
sick,
know,
isn't it?
though,
Right? It's
She
pretty
bends
dope.
down, she's looking at it. Fucking Dade says something. Oh well, no, Curtis.
Yeah,
Curtis is
like,
making
"Man,
fun
you're-
of.
you got the fucking.
He goes, "It's Leopard Boy."
and the Decepticons.
And then like he's getting mad, says, "You're not gonna ignore me for this computer bullshit again, are you, Kate?" And she doesn't even actually answer him. She
just
says
kinda
it.
points at him and turns to the computer.
Now, while that's going on, Dade, the sensitive type.
Yeah.
She hears that. She hears his voice, stops goddamn everything, and says, "What the fuck is he doing here?
Right.
Why did you guys invite him?" This is so funny because this is before they even know that they're hacker enemies.
Yeah.
They find out right now.
His Freak is like, "No, he's my +1 or whatever the fuck,"
This is just
right?
school, right? Because all of this started because when he flipped the thing down, he said, "Burn."
You pranked
he said,
me first.
"Burn," and that's what gave it away.
Yep.
She was like, "Acid burn?
You kicked me off.
You booted me out of OTV.
Were your crash override? Yeah, fuck you.
You're the one who's
Fuck
been invading
you.
my turf."
Oh shit, that was you. I like Freak. He was like, "Yo, that was you. Fuck, man."
But so now they realize that not only did they have in-life hatred for each other, they had their
Cyber hatred for each
their
other.
sneak away from real life place
Right.
hatred for each other. They only hate each other as far as they know at
So
this
of
point.
course they're gonna
minus
get
the
together,
mild
right?
sexual attraction that's
You need
going
to
on.
ignore that. For
Everything
now.
else is hatred,
Yep.
though.
Hate. I hate you so bad. I want to fuck you.
Basically,
Messed up place to be.
it is. But yeah, so they have this whole moment. It goes down. We don't really see what happens, but everybody else walks out of the room.
And we get like
Dade and Kate together. This is awkward.
It's obligatory romantic scene that they didn't do
Well,
very
but it's
well.
awkward because she already didn't want him at the party. There's absolutely no way she would have let him be the only one still in her room.
At
Even
her
if they were
computer.
looking at the
Yeah.
computer together, she would have been like, "Pfft, everybody else is going."
And the like
gotta
romantic
go.
song in the background didn't play well for the whole scene.
It was
weird.
awkward. Yeah, it was definitely awkward. I agree.
The only funny thing about it is she's like, "I hope you don't fuck like you type," or something like that.
Yeah.
And he's just had no comeback. And I'm like, "Dude, I got 3. What's wrong with you? You gotta be witty when chicks say stuff like that."
And then they also, while they're here, they agree to have a hack off, right? Again,
If
it's so outrageous. Plus, it's so outrageous because they're by themselves and they come up with this
Right.
agreement, right? Like, wouldn't that have made more sense for if
earlier
everybody,
with everybody
was there?
there.
Because they all would have fed into the conversation about it.
No, we had to do this like
They
semi-romantic.
needed, they
shit.
needed the weird. Somewhat
She had to go walk out into the balcony.
risk architecture.
into the night.
It's risk architecture.
Yeah.
Risk is good.
Risk
the way
is
they
real
say
good.
that stuff, it's not sexy. Stop
No,
it.
it's bad.
But yeah, so they do come. They agree to the competition. He says, well, what are their terms? And she's like, "You can have my firstborn, first date." I don't do that, but whatever.
All right, yeah,
and then
whatever.
she says, "You'll be my slave."
Hey.
The look he does. He has this look, and she goes,
You wish.
"Fuck no, bud."
You're gonna be my bitch. You're gonna
Yeah.
scan shit, type code.
Print
You're like,
stuff. Yeah,
all
yeah.
all the boring hacking shit that I don't want to do.
This is beautiful. They start to set down the ground rules, right?
Yep.
Well, before we even see that, we get to see the painted kit. He starts fucking
Oh yeah, he like
camo
spray
painting
paints
his fucking laptop.
board all camo
I
and shit.
love
That was dope.
dude. And then we get we start to get some of the ground rules. They got to use their own stuff. They can't have anything that's somewhere else.
Can't ask for help.
And so
It's
while
gotta be different location
while
each
they're
time.
being told that information, we see the weird montage of Dade trying to be cool, right?
He's got the
he's pulling the discs out like they're guns, like
like,
he's a cowboy, like quick drawing
make
and
my
shit.
day.
I
Dude, stop
fucking
it. Fucking
thought
stop.
that shit was wild, dude. He's got him hit all over him too.
Right?
Did you
Just
see
got
that?
fucking floppy disks everywhere.
Like they're knives, like sick throwing knives. Fucking floppy
It's
disk.
like
here.
fuck. Desperado.
Yes.
Fucking Danny Trejo with all the fucking knives.
We do find out they did make a slight caveat to the competition, since Agent Dick Gill has been causing everybody so many problems.
Yeah, we're going after him exclusively. That's the whole
Fuck
point.
Dick
Who
Gill.
fucks with him the most? We gotta get one back for Joey, right?
Now this is a long montage scene we can just take care of really quick.
It's
right?
so great.
They're all fun. They're really great. But I mean, we don't need to spend
it
a whole lot of
starts
time.
small. It's like
Starts
it cancels his credit card
in front of a chicken shop, right, or a Chinese shop.
and they just cut it with the fucking scissors right in front of him.
And then they move from our hackers move from being in front of that Chinese shop to on the roof of a fucking building
and shit.
Because of course you gotta amp it up. I don't know. It's crazy.
They put him in a dirty ad,
Dirty ads.
personals
This
and
is
shit.
good.
He keeps getting
This is good.
fucking calls from dirty truckers.
That's why they call me Stallion.
I loved that one. I'm gonna spank your ass. I'll spank your ass.
So dirty.
So,
From the plague in the background.
Like, ooh.
Kinky.
I didn't know you were like that, Agent Gill. Nice.
So priceless, right? So good.
It just keeps getting worse until they make him dead.
Until they kill him.
He's like, now because he called.
Dade Murphy stands in front of everybody, and they cut to him after we see plus you forgot the police. He got in trouble. The 130 DUIs.
DUIs or some shit, and he's getting arrested. You know who the fuck I am?
But then the last one, was dead. While he is trying to find out what's going on with his paycheck.
Goes and calls payroll.
Deceased.
They're like, oh, the Agent Gill's dead.
They cut to Dade talking to everybody to present what his last hack was, right?
Yep.
Essentially. And literally, I love it. He goes, yeah, he's dead. Habeas corpus.
Not what that means.
I know. It's funny, though, right? It's funny.
It sounds good.
And
he's habeas corpus, man.
Freak is listening, and he's just like, all right. And then
what's
fucking
the score?
Kate said, fuck all that. Just tell me what the score is. And you can see behind the whole time that it was already 60 to 59.
Yep.
And he goes,
ding.
That's funny is he's holding
like a counter clicker.
It's only a counter clicker for one. That can't do both of them, right? So he literally knew
which one he was doing
the whole time. But he pretended.
He needed one in each hand,
but
right?
yeah, that would have made it correct. But they have him hold the one and then look like he's going to go either way. And it's like, that's not how that works.
No.
That's not how that works.
That's not how it works at all.
But yeah, he gives the point to our boy because he feels...
in light of Agent Gill's recent death.
Well, plus he knows he needs to.
Yeah.
Dade needs the help.
It's more fun if it's a tie game, right?
Because now we got to go into sudden...
We got to go into sudden death.
Thanks to his untimely demise. I do love the way he says it, though, right? Now when they're talking, though, this is so funny. They decide to up the ante for this, right? This is when he says, if I win,
you have to wear a dress.
And she throws out, because he thought he was slick shit saying it, right?
Yep.
She says, if I win, so do you. 2 questions. Are they going on a date either way now? Or is she making him...
I think that's why he agreed to it. He's just like, whatever, I get the date either way.
I think so too, because again, like he has this look on his face where he's like called out, but he's still smiling. He wasn't like, fuck. It was like,
I'm still getting the date. I'll wear the dress.
Right? Like
I can rock a kilt.
So she wore down quick.
Yeah, she did.
Didn't she?
And we never see Curtis again.
No, Curtis is gone now.
Yeah,
he got dismissed. He
knew his place.
He got dismissed, and he said, "Dip,
yep,
I'm done.
I'm out.
All right,
there's plenty of. I'll go get that chick in the red pleather."
Now is when we get our second sexy dream,
and it's Kate's turn this time.
Well, but you didn't. I want to say right now, don't lie to these people. You didn't know it was that way.
No, I thought it was just him having another one.
You thought you was looking her in a fun orange outfit.
No,
you're looking at Johnny Lee Miller.
That is Dade. He's in a little bit of a lingerie kind of gimmick in the stream
with tight orange again
almost see
so tight that it didn't. Again, you would definitely have thought it was Angelina Jolie in this thing. He's got some nice legs.
He's got it tucked a little.
I gotta
bit,
say,
I guess.
it's good. The top of his legs.
It was pretty good, nice and smooth.
Looked convincing, or whoever was there. I guess. Let's be.
We need his leg muscles are way too big.
You
we need
quickly see the scene where like the hand starts to go up the zipper, and that's when you realize you're like, that's a female's hand going up that zipper. What's happening here?
What's going on?
Then she takes the hand all the way up to his face, and you're like, oh shit! And then she wakes up. She wakes up and has so many emotions. She is upset. She is disgusted. She is excited. She is turned on, and she is giggly.
Yeah, she's
she
like
goes
the
through...
end of it with just the... Oh.
She goes through such a wave
She
of
gets
emotions.
through all of them in like 5 seconds.
It's intense. It is very crazy, but it is to let us know that it's no longer one-sided.
No,
It's
she likes
definitely
him too
both
now.
sides. Yeah, definitely both sides.
They're going to be crash and burn soon.
Now though, we see her at school and she's trying to amp up and like get
Get
in
in
his
his
head,
head.
right? Opens the locker to a bikini
That looks very
weird-
similar to
Yes,
the one that was in
she-
the dream.
she
She went
said-
and found that on purpose.
She did this to fulfill a dream. She did not
she's
do
like,
this.
no. That's
Yeah.
that's what we don't get at the end of the movie. The scene
Yeah.
of like her pulling that out, like, you're wearing this.
Yep. And so and it works. You can see his face. He's like, oh shit. Oh, what?
Fuck.
Now we get to go back to the Dade's apartment. He's got a package freshly delivered. Doesn't know what it is. Mom's like, I don't fucking know.
Yeah,
Just came
whatever.
for you. He takes it back to his room, opens it up. I want this laptop.
I do. It's the clear.
It's
like
the 90s,
phone, the
it's
90s
future-
clear shit.
Future aesthetic.
It's awesome.
You see through and see all of the circuitry and pieces and parts.
So cool. Had a phone like this.
I loved it. But he opens it up. As soon as he opens it up, you instantly see it's a gift from the plague. He's trying to buy
recruit
you,
him.
trying to
again.
buy him, right?
Here's nice. See this nice computer I got you?
Playing
I
on
saw
this
your
little,
other one was kind of
movie,
old.
yeah, playing
you
on
know?
this little movie file. He
Fucking
starts.
full motion
We
video.
are cyber samurai.
We're the
keyboard
cowboys.
The way he says this
We
shit,
are gods.
right? He's doing like a bad Shatner.
Yeah, he
yeah.
is.
But yeah, he gives this whole speech. Some of it sounds good. Some of it sounds fucking stupid. And it's just like, God damn. You can tell.
He believes every word of it.
Well,
At
the
least.
end of it. Dade believes the end of it because he starts making threats again against Dade's mom, right? He hears the speech and he walks out, looks at his mom on the couch and is like, oh shit.
Yeah, something bad.
I don't have a choice. I have to do this, right? It is what it is.
Then it goes over to Joey, right? He's not fucking grounded anymore.
Yeah.
Why would you do this in the middle of public?
Oh, I see why. I was like, my notes aren't matching up. I know what we did.
Oh, what happened?
All we did is we were supposed to cut to Joey before he watched all of the video.
Oh, yeah.
So we already covered the end of seeing the video. It's not a big deal. I was just like, because I know you did too. I saw you for a split second be like, something doesn't seem right. And so that's why I was like, just so that way we all know what happened. Nothing major.
Nothing major.
Yeah, we're good. Yeah, so you're right. Joey's mom caves, says he can go out.
He immediately grabs the disc that he had hid and goes and talks to Freak out in the middle of the park in front of fucking God and everybody.
And including our agents.
Yeah, who were not... He was not being careful.
Dude,
He
has
had like
the
a
camera
fucking huge camera just up
over
here
it,
like
up
this.
in the air.
Up in the
It
air.
wasn't even like
cheek,
Bo.
and you could
You
hear
guys
it.
can't see Bo, but Bo's gesture was like barely over his shoulder. But I mean, like this thing was up in the air over his shoulder. It was intense, and of course, Freak sees it and is like, Joey,
Dude, we're being tailed, man.
you go that way. I'm going this way. Let's go.
Yep.
And so they split up. They
Freak
go.
takes the
Freak hides
card
the disc somewhere
with
special.
some gum behind
behind
a condom machine in a fucking bathroom.
Plays an important role soon. But he has to make sure he's safe in case, right? Because he now knows that they're being watched.
He goes back home, starts getting rid of all his shit, right? He's just tearing up fucking paperwork and fucking throwing boxes out the window and
we
shit.
then see him wake up, and he was right. He was right.
Yep.
Fucking these. Whoa, you want to talk about crazy?
They
amount of
come through the
cops.
fucking window at him.
Okay, wait. That one's a dream.
That was a
he
dream.
wakes
All
up.
right,
It's
well,
not that bad.
It's just his
I'm
mom.
sorry.
His mom is banging on the door, telling him wake up for school. Come on, mijo, get up. And then she opens the window, and there's the cops again. He's like, "Oh shit!"
Less cops than were in his dream, but
I
still
love
just
it.
as intense.
He pops up. He's like, "Oh, deja vu."
And then his mom starts beating him,
his
right?
ass.
And he literally looks.
What are you waiting for? Arrest me!
I'm safer with you.
Right?
Take me the
His
fuck
mom's
out of
beating
here.
the shit out of him. It was great.
He
But
gets,
poor Freak, my favorite character. He's in jail now.
well, he gets taken to jail. He gets his one phone call. We get to see him do his freak skills one more time, right?
Yeah, because this phone is like got like a key lock thing.
Yeah, so
and
you
shit.
can't
It's like,
change, you
boop,
can't
boop,
do
boop.
nothing dial on it. So he pulls out the trick. I know this trick works. My dad told me in the great year of 1995 after we rented this movie because I was like, what the fuck is
wonderful
happening?
year.
You see him hang the phone up a bunch of times.
It's just click, 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 click with
It's
his
10,
fingers.
10 times because this was a phone that worked on the old pulse dial system, which is however many times there's a pulse between between it being off the hook and on the hook
Yeah.
is what it would dial. So if you go Press up and it's off the hook again. That's a 1. Do it twice. That's a 2. So you do it 10 times. It's a 0. He calls the operator. It works.
Calls Kate.
Yeah, he gets connected to Kate. This was genius. It's so that way they would know immediately who he talked to, right?
Right.
But again, that's kind of stupid because they probably do have surveillance on more than one person. Well, and they probably have more than one surveillance.
The sign on the wall says all fucking calls are recorded.
But so he does. He tells her,
"Hey, we're being framed."
The first thing though, as soon as she answers the phone, he goes, "It's freak. I'm freaking." I love that as a thing to say to somebody. It's freak. I'm freaking.
And it's true on a bunch of levels. He's freaking out. He did freak the phone.
Yes,
his name is Freak.
It's so good. But yeah, then he's talking to her. He tells her we're being set up. They think it's this virus. I've never even heard of this.
Da Vinci virus. I mean, I don't even know nothing about that.
Yeah, I don't know what this is. We thought it was Joey's disc, but this isn't Joey's disc. I don't know what this is.
I hid it in the place where I put my thing the one time.
Place I put that thing that time. His dick. Because it's behind a condom machine. He's talking about his dick. It's in the place he put his thing that time. It's fucking genius, dude. It's fucking more genius that she knew.
She knew, and she goes and gets it.
She goes in, walks in this bathroom. There's a scene. She buys the condom. She points it at everybody as she's circling her way back out of the room. Yeah. They're all fainting over themselves.
Oh my god, it's so hot.
It was nice, I gotta say.
Yeah.
Once she gets this though, she knows that she's in real shit. Because right now, Lord knows what's going to be happening to Joey again.
Yeah.
I'd be worried about that.
I'd be worried about him. They know that he just took the disc.
Yeah, right. They saw that. They got footage.
Yeah, he was right there,
which proves he did the other stuff. You know what I mean? I'd be worried.
It looks real bad for Joey, doesn't it?
So I'd be real worried about that. Well, and again, we know he didn't go back to jail because we see him a little
later
bit
on,
a little bit. But right now, all we can assume is that he did because Kate and Serial go to Dade's house not with Joey.
Yeah, they're like, no, we need help. Joey and Freak are in trouble.
Although you'd also like to think that maybe Nikon would have been with him. It's always weird how this group travels. They just travel strange amalgamations.
Strange ways, and they come together when they need to.
Yeah, it's kind of strange. But yeah, so they show up to his house. They're like, look, we got this disc. You need to help us. We need help. This is crazy. And he straight up is like,
I can't.
Fuck you.
I can't. Sorry. I'm not going to jail. Anybody that touches that disc goes to jail.
He still gives no explanation. Doesn't say anything.
Nope.
I do appreciate we get a little mini manifesto from Serial. This is like a wake-up call for the Nintendo generation. We all demand access to free information. Well, this is the price you have to pay.
It comes with some responsibility, apparently.
I fucking love it, dude. Then they're still just, they're looking at him like, where the fuck did this come from? And then he starts spouting the Bible.
When I was a child, I had childish thoughts.
When I was a child, I spake as a child, thought as a child, blah, 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 blah. When I became a man, I put away childish things. Corinthians 1, chapter 13, verse 11.
Bam, good job.
You're welcome.
There's too many numbers in that for me.
The numbers are the easier part. Notice I had that down, not what the words were.
I knew Corinthians and something about being a man.
The numbers were easy.
The manly art of Corinthians.
I totally had that. Yeah, so he does tell them that he's not going to do it, even after that little bit of a speech. Kate stays in the room. I love after the little bit of a speech, Serial is disgusted, right?
Yeah, he's like, I'm just going to go in the other room and find something to eat.
Well, he didn't even say that. He just said, I'm going to go to the other room. And then he proceeds to start eating. That had nothing to do with the deal. He just started to do that. But yeah, Kate's still in there trying to plead with him. He still won't tell her the truth.
Help me at least, right? That's what she's like.
It's one person. It was one thing when it's the big group. And it's just tell her. He still won't do it. He won't do it. He doesn't want to put anybody else at risk. I understand where it's coming from.
But then she's like, can you at least copy the thing so we have something that's uncorrupted for our lawyers?
Fucked up
when we go to fucking jail.
Fucked up though, because what's he do?
Immediately calls the plague and rats everybody out. Like, look, I got the disc. They didn't have anything to do with it. Yeah. Leave them alone. But here's your fucking disc, you asshole.
That's right. Now, the one thing before we actually get to that scene is, like you said, Serial was eating in the other room. The priceless part about that, though, is how we found out that he was eating in the other room. Mom comes in and looks at Kate and is like, Is anybody
You
hungry?
can help yourself to anything in the fridge.
And then
Cereal
yeah,
already
yeah, no,
has.
like they're just looking. There's the smallest of pauses, and then she just goes, "Cereal already has."
making him a nice sandwich.
I enjoyed that way more than I should have, and I don't know why.
And you know he's in there like talking.
Oh,
the way he does,
definitely.
like,
Yeah. He was
Because
talking
he's
to
full
her.
of
Yeah,
charm. Took her 30 seconds to realize he was actually making a sandwich before she caught it. That's
Yeah.
why. That's how much talking he was doing.
So yeah, this is like you said though. As soon as they leave, he does. I mean, there is no
It is
time. They show us
immediately.
nothing. They are gone. He calls Plague and says, "I've got this disc."
Right?
Fucking Plague shows up. Well, before he
Because
even
he was
shows up,
trying to blackmail his mom, right?
well, yeah, before he shows up, he gets even crazier. That's what I was gonna say. Well, technically, the blackmail happens on the phone right now. Like
Yeah,
this
right
is when he gets
now.
really crazy. This is when he's like, "Oh, what if I do this and I have her get arrested for this person's crimes,
She will
and then
not
as soon as
pass
she
go
goes back
straight
in,
to jail.
as soon as she's back in, I'll then swap their names back, and she's lost in the system.
And your
There's
mom
just literally
disappears.
never a way to get her back out. Period.
Right? Because she doesn't exist anymore.
Dude, this is
That's fucked up, dude.
that's going hard, man.
I get why he gave up the disc. I wouldn't want that to happen to my mom.
Yeah, so he knows he's got to. He again.
But I definitely
Much-
would have made copies.
Much like earlier, where I said he realized he needed to protect her, this is that moment where I alluded to earlier, where he walks out, he sees her sleeping, and he knows. He
Yeah.
knows he has to. He's like, "Fuck me!"
Fuck,
like,
man.
God damn it,
God
it's all
damn
for
it.
my mom.
Mom did a lot. She did pay that $54,000 fine.
Well, sold the house.
So yeah, I am
gave up
kinda-
her dreams.
I am kind of a shit. Fuck.
We with at this point,
Hate
right?
having to be the good guy. God damn. No.
Yeah, I mean it's bad. So after he called the Plague, right though, and looks at his mom,
Yeah.
he goes outside to wait for the Plague to show up, right?
Calls him on the payphone again. It's like, look, I'm here. Come get your stupid fucking disc. He's such a goddamn tool. Why does he do this?
He rides up on his skateboard, holding
the
a
limo. Why not just be in the limo and reach through the window like a normal No, he has to fucking Marty McFly through the fucking fog, snatch it real quick, and go like... it looked like he fell off and ran
Yeah,
on the end of the
I have
corner.
no idea what actually happened.
It was so weird by the time he gets to the end of the street when Dade tries to like chase after him for a second. If you pay attention on the far side of the screen, you'll see Plague just run around the corner.
Well,
And then the limo go through.
and then as if the last transition was so out of place, this one is even more out of place. Like again, we see him get the disc, then immediately call Plague, right?
Yeah.
But at least some things happen. Then he calls him again. Then he gets the disc. We literally see him essentially walk straight from having the disc ripped out of his hands to Kate's house.
Yep. Just, well, I'm just going to pop over. Like it's next door.
And doesn't say anything.
No.
He's about to.
Yeah, I give him that. He's about to say
but
something.
then they're like, "Oh, we're working on
hacking
this
stuff.
And he's like, "Oh, I'll tag in."
and immediately forgets about it.
Works
And-
for 36 hours
yeah,
straight.
dude, they have a
They
huge
show
montage,
time lapses,
dude. This
insane.
is a montage of shit going on.
And he cracks it, right? He cracks the worm. He
He
knows,
figures out.
he
that
figures
it's
out what they're
it's
looking at.
stealing
Yeah.
little microtransactions from all the other
Office
shit.
Space.
Yeah,
Superman 3.
Superman 3. Yeah, exactly.
Take your pick. But it's the same thing. It's stealing micro pieces, adding together to be a large amount of
Half
money.
cents off the dollar of every little
Yeah,
transaction.
to be a large amount of money at the end. He realizes this. Now is when they start to all piece together what's actually happening too, right?
They're trying
There's
to
a
frame
worm, and the Da Vinci is being used to cover up the worm, and they're blaming the
us.
hackers. Yeah.
Yeah. They're trying to blame all this shit on us so this son of a bitch can steal $25 million.
This is the moment though. He also tells everybody who he is.
Yeah, he's like, I'm zero cool. And
Well, because he's like, this is why I couldn't. I gave him the disc.
yeah,
He tells him about it. He's like, I gave him the
yeah,
disc.
finally.
And he's like, but I had to, and he explains why. He's like,
I got a record.
What's that even fucking mean?
I am
I'm
zero cool. And
Kate's so still mad.
she's
She
like,
don't
what
fucking
the fuck
know.
does that matter?
Both fucking Lord Nikon and serial killer lose their shit.
They are just
Like it's a trading card of hackers,
shit,
right?
You are not 1507.
Fucking Nikon remembers.
Yeah, he remembered.
But yeah,
He lists off the whole
they
thing,
lose
and then he
their
looks at him
shit.
and goes, "I thought you were black."
no proof needed. No proof needed. They're
None.
just like, of course he is.
Of course
That's who
he is. I
says
believe
is.
it. They can
Um,
tell from his hacking skills.
This is so funny though, because now they do this split second of like, I'm better than you. But it's in a way of saying, but we can do it as a team, right? Like
Right.
Kate's like, or he's like, well, I mean, I could
just
do
hack
it,
the
but
Gibson.
if I did it, it would take me like
10 minutes.
you
Cops
guys
will
are
be on you in
stupid.
5.
Yeah, but with my help, we could do it in 8 minutes. You
Oh,
guys
my
are
help, we can
utterly
do it in
hopeless.
6.
We can do it in 7.
Nikon's over here just like,
With
well, I guess
my
I'm gonna have
help,
to save your asses.
We
with
can do
me.
it in
Do it
5 minutes.
We got this. Let's go shopping.
It was so funny. And by shopping, though, they mean
For information.
Yeah.
Like they go dumpster diving for confidential paperwork.
They steal the
Phone tech manual thing.
I think it's what helped them with the street lights.
Yeah, that's
Because it's
true.
under the the sewer where the
it's under
lines would run for
that's
that,
true.
right? And so that's what I think that was. They also send Nikon in to get passwords.
Yeah, because he can
with
just look
his
at people typing and remember
Kermit.
Kermit.
That's what you see the first thing as he walks in. Someone's typing Kermit.
And Serial legitimately just bugs the
He
FBI's
does
phones.
he's the only one that does something really dangerous, like really could get him in a lot of
Yeah.
trouble. Everybody else is doing like vaguely criminal things.
Yeah, because I mean, Nikon's just kind of
he's
delivering
looking.
flowers.
He's just looking
He's
around.
just looking around. This dude bugged the
He
phone.
installed a wiretap.
Yeah. Very effectively, too, I might
Yeah. Oh
add.
yes.
He
Now-
just pops up between that lady's fucking legs and the desk like, I found the phone.
We got to point out the Nikon scene though. When he's in there, he walks through the office, right?
Walks past the plague.
They bump into each other.
right?
It's
And
like
they
a
look at
shoulder
each
check
other
for a
and shit.
minute.
They're like,
Now, this I have a problem with. I can believe Nikon doesn't know what the plague looks like. I can't believe the plague doesn't know what Nikon looks like. This man has paid to
That's
get
true.
dossiers on the other
everybody.
hackers
Yeah, that's true. He
that
should know who
Joey was friends with.
He should know.
It's stupid. But that being said, we also wouldn't have gotten this badass Highlander style moment where they both
with the tingle,
they both look at each other like, you're a hacker.
I know you.
Tell me it didn't
It
have
was.
that vibe, dude. Like they're
It's
like
the quickening, right? You
it's
feel
definitely
it.
what it was. This device comes in super handy. The device for listening though, right?
Yeah, because as soon as they go from there, it goes to Plague and the chick. They're talking about like whether or not to launch the virus and stuff. And Plague's like, I'm gonna do it. Beep, pushes the button. Then immediately calls Agent Gill and is like, all right, they
This-
launched the virus. I need you to arrest these guys right now.
And then Gil
And all
hangs
this-
up, and Gil's like, "All right, we're gonna need
arrest warrants
for this person, this person, this person." This is when we got all those names that we didn't know until then.
This is where we first hear Nikon's actual name.
But so as he's saying that was when we get the line from both Nikon and Serial to each other
as they snoop on
to
this,
them.
as they snoop onto us.
That's right. Such a good line. And now
But then he's like, yeah, we got a problem. They call
now it's
Kate
time
and
to
shit.
enact the next phase
Yeah,
that
the
they
next-
didn't even have a plan
next step
for.
to the
right?
plan. Where they have
This
the
is this
meeting
is,
on the subway.
Yeah, well, and this is we were wrong before. This is when they actually realize everything. This is when they realize like they knew the virus existed before. They still didn't know its connection,
Yeah.
right? Because they found the worm. This is when they piece together the virus because
Serial has the memo. That's
Serial gets the memo
from
that
the
says it's
day
going to happen
after.
the
It's
next
supposed-
day.
It's
And
like
they're
that hasn't even
"It's
happened yet.
today.
Today's
It's
the 13th, man.
Yeah. And so yeah, this is when they piece together like it is a trap
Oh
for
shit!
them.
And they're gonna blame it all the
Yeah.
fuck on us, guys.
Which is
Jesus.
actually super bad because
Yeah.
they realize it means that now everything they've been doing just gets to work as evidence against them. Oh, it works on so many levels. But so they need to come up with a new plan. Kate's like, I got it. I know what we
need
can
help,
do. You
right?
two just go get ready for everything we already talked about.
Yep, we'll page you.
We're gonna go this way. She starts to go out the door and fucking Dade doesn't move.
He just
Hey,
sits there.
dumb fuck, you
Are
coming?
Oh yeah, I'm going. Oh.
Razor and Blade.
He's just off in his own fucking
Razor
world.
and Blade. I agree with fucking Dade on this.
They're
Razor and
flakes.
Blade. It seems like quite a fucking leap on
Right,
that
it's
being
like,
who you're going to.
We need to go into space. We need some help. Let's go get William Shatner.
She just yells, "They're elite!" in the
Okay.
crowd. Dade tries to climb that stage. This is a badass fucking
You're like
rap metal
fucking
band on
Rage
the
Against
stage
the Machine
style.
almost.
Yeah.
It is awesome.
And he tries to climb that stage, and I was like, "You an idiot!"
Yep, that fucking security guard was right
He's
on
lucky
him.
the singer didn't fucking
Knock
blast.
him out.
Yeah,
Oh, dude, at an indie show, that
I'm
was
telling
a good
you.
way to get your ass beat.
But so he sees Razor and Blade. They dip out. That's why he tried to get on stage. He's an idiot. Kate actually does something useful and tries to figure out where backstage is.
He
And
just tries to blow through stage on him.
he shows up after being tossed off the stage and is like all disheveled.
Yeah,
And
right.
she's just like, God, can't you hurry?
Where were you?
He's just like, fuck,
It's
bitch.
like,
God
God damn it. I just got my ass whipped.
I love this. They go into this back room.
Yeah,
the
this
gun.
weird ass fucking
gun
gun
on
on
the
the
mechanical
arm
arm.
and shit. He's like, I don't like this at all.
They talk to him. They sell their case to get inside. It works. It's fine. They're like, well, I like her.
Waste of the dude.
It's a fucking
It's a
lighter.
lighter.
Now, I want to say this is not real. Have you ever seen a lighter gun that big? I've seen lighter guns.
They're
That
usually
one's like full size.
Yeah,
that was
they're
like a
usually
full size
pretty tiny.
gun, right? That was like a full size fucking gun.
Yeah, usually they're like little pocket pistols.
I've never seen that. All right, but yeah, so they get their way in. They clearly see that Razor and Blade are at first uninterested. It
Yeah.
seems because
Kinda
like
bored.
like they mentioned earlier, they've got networks and
Yeah, they
in
got
them.
actual TV networks.
Might
that
be going
interested.
somewhere, and so then they're like, "Well, fine, then we're just fucking gonna go. If
Yeah,
you're not gonna help
wait.
us."
Nobody said no. I liked that.
And so then she starts pitching the idea. This was crazy to me. She doesn't even pitch an idea. She just gives them the
Yeah, tells them
information,
what's
all
going
of what's
on.
going on. It's like, we need help. We don't know
What
with
to
what
do.
or where to go. Dude says, if I were you, my first step would be sending out a massive hacker SOS. And I was like, isn't that why they can't? You guys have a television.
That's what you're for.
For that.
Right?
Where are you sending them?
You just got a bunch of phone numbers, I guess.
It's so
They handed over the little black book of
I
other
don't know. It
hackers.
was so weird, right? It was just like, what is happening right now?
He wants them to build an army.
And then, of course, we get the sound piece of information, though, finally from them. And how are you going to handle the cops?
Yeah, he's like, what are you gonna do about those? Like, they're on
Cut-
you all the time.
Cut to how we handle the cops. We
They
see
fuck
them
with the
in the
traffic
computer.
lights, right?
The traffic system.
We're
This
gonna
was
set it
great.
on a timer.
It's on a timer. Changes the lights. We see them at the park getting ready for the day, ready for their attack plan. Nikon taking out two old men in some chess,
just beating
fucking
their ass.
rocking it.
I love that.
kicking
Like
it.
when they get up and leave, those old dudes just look at each other like, "What the fuck?"
But so it's time they start rollerblading down the street. These lights start changing, giving them the perfect way to
They're
get
like the
through,
perfect path.
causing accidents
They just
everywhere.
diving
behind
over
them.
cars and shit. All the cops
It
get fucking
is
gridlocked in the
truly
back.
Beautiful
Fantastic.
and amazing. Then they make it to Grand Central Station. They all take.
Joey shows up too.
Yeah,
Joey, you
everybody's
made
there.
it. Everybody's here.
there. They all meet up at their phone at the pay phones. Each taking up their own position.
Yep.
Gotten their
Everybody
computer
hook
set
up. Everybody get ready
Did
to
you
use your
notice this
best
fucking
viruses.
This thing.
The fucking like
Dade-
Atari fucking Jaguar
Dade with
thing.
this
What
thing.
the fuck was this?
I don't know. It was
What was
nuts.
that like the
That was real.
Z Zone thing?
That was
or
real.
Whatever.
It was just a monitor. It was real. It was a thing you could
It's
buy.
so
It was
weird.
probably outrageously atrocious.
I can't remember what it was called. Like Angry Video Game Nerd.
I
did
know
the
what
video
you're talking
and
about.
shit. I
It
can't
was
remember what it's
literally an
called.
actual thing that was like that, though, for sure. I
Bet it
remember
didn't
when
work.
they
Bet
were
it didn't
sold.
work for shit.
Oh, I'm sure it didn't. Certainly not for what they were just doing.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, so they basically all huddle up and they're like, look, okay, this is how it needs to go down. One person at all times needs to be looking for the file. Everybody else throw every attack you can to keep them distracted.
Every virus
while
you
that
got.
person can look.
Buy us time.
Got it? Got it. Good.
Great.
Okay, so they all start doing their shit. I love this scene when all the viruses start
This
getting
is
thrown.
the coolest fucking shit, dude.
Again, we get to see the command center. It's the Plague and it's Pin,
Pin.
and they're both trying to handle what's happening.
What's going on? It's a shit show.
And so literally the first one, Cookie Monster. And we just see Cookie Monster face and the word cookie,
Cookie.
behind him all over the
Cookie,
place.
cookie,
and he's
cookie.
like, I don't know what to do. Type cookie, you moron.
Oh, thanks. And then the next one's like Pac-Man.
Well, and we have it's a perfect pirate Pac-Man, right? He's got the,
Yeah,
he's got
little
the
eye
eye
patch
patch
and shit.
He's eating
Just
data.
eating
And the
code.
rabbit that's replicating itself around.
It's turning into a cancer.
No, that was what I say. Margot during
me.
every bit of this scene, she
I felt for her.
she spits back every word they say.
Right,
Right?
it's
Like he
like-
says Cookie Monster and she
Cookie
says
Monster?
Cookie
What
Monster.
the hell?
And then he says it's a rabbit. Rabbit, it's like cancer.
Cancer?
For the brain. Brain, cancer.
flu shot? Like, somebody talk to me here. Like, I felt for her so much. I'm like, that's me in a room full of tech people. I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, while this is going on, everything worked out perfect. The security. Like we cut back to the cops, the feds a couple times.
Yeah,
still stuck in traffic.
still stuck in
so cracks
traffic.
me up that they keep cutting back to us seeing them not being able to get out of it yet.
Right, just bumble fucking around.
The as the viruses are hitting the computer though, like you said, like he starts to get a hang on it a little bit, right? Like we see him. He's like the plague is punching him down.
Yeah,
he's got his little.
You guys can't beat me.
Hello, who is this? Dude,
Nothing.
The things he says again, like the way he delivers these funny,
take that, dickweeds.
These quips, and it's so funny right now because they're quips to nobody.
Yeah,
like,
he's just talking to a screen.
It's so funny. And as this is going on, though, they're starting to lose a little bit, right? It seems like he's gonna overtake.
Yeah, because they're starting to fucking lose it.
Then we get the phone call, right? As all of it's going on, so we get 2 phone calls. The first one,
Plague calls
the
him
first
and
one
be
was
like, "You
Plague
can't
calling,
beat me,"
and then he hangs up. And then the second one was Razor
Razor
and Blade calling, and
are we
Vern
fashionably
picks up
late?
that one. When she picks that up and she hears it, she was just like,
"We got it."
I love
the cavalry is here.
I love this like transition to all the other hackers.
from around the world.
The first guy was so misleading from every other guy.
He's like some old guy,
old British dude in a nice
suit at a cafe,
and then,
he's so gung ho. He's just like, "Yes, let's do this."
But then everybody else we get is very like punk or some kind of
what
like
you would
younger
expect.
aesthetic person.
That
you
dude
would
was
think.
in his 60s.
The crazy. No, I don't want to say Russian because it might not have been Russian, but you know what I'm talking about. They were definitely Eastern European of some sort, right?
Like, sure, he was Russian. Those
crazy
Russian
last
hackers.
two, the girl with the crazy, but the girl with like that crazy hair and shit that was with him,
Italian chick.
yeah, those. I'm telling you right now, it was a very cool scene watching like all
the
these
cavalry's
hackers.
here.
Once that starts happening, you literally see like sections. Like, if this is what it's supposed to mean, but you see what looks like sections, whole like parts of the hard drive of this Gibson
just getting attacked and
collapsing,
red.
right? Like once you see it go all red and then the flash around that section,
just like,
I think that's them saying like that sector of the computer is just
gone,
obliterated,
completely offline. All the data wiped.
And so you see it all slowly going down, and he's like, Plague's like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. This is when the brain cancer, brain cancer.
I don't know what's going on.
This is when that moment happened, and he's just like he's trying.
They're
his
attacking
belt,
the colonel.
right?
Who's the colonel?
But the thing is, he thinks he's got him. He's like, oh, I sent him to you. You guys, you're out of here.
You got it.
The feds are on you. They know exactly. Grand Central Station, South Wing, blah, blah, blah,
I have
blah,
you.
blah.
I've pegged you.
We get one last trick from our hackers. They have
There's nobody
rerouted
there.
the phone calls
That's
to
what-
the other side. Yes,
Yep.
yeah, that's what he was doing earlier. That's why we see all the weird modem things on the
and
phones.
shit.
So beautiful. But yeah, so they had rerouted all of the phone lines. I'm going to guess from north side to south side or
Something
vice
like
versa.
that.
Whichever one they were on, they're on the opposite.
Yeah, they're on
right?
the other end.
So it was perfect. Bought them the exact amount of time they needed. Dade finds the worm, right?
Yep.
Only problem.
He gets
The
kicked
plague
out
finds him. He finds that he's got there.
and shuts him out.
But now this is good because now Dade can tell everybody else where to focus to keep Plague busy because he knows where he's at.
And guess who's closest?
Joey.
Motherfucking
Our man that was
Joey.
there in the beginning.
man with no handle, here to save the day.
And he tells him, he said, Joey, you got to get
Dade's
there.
like walking him through it, like, go
It's-
here, do this.
Root / period workspace / period garbage period would never end on a period. You would also not say period. We say dot. This is before the word dot was regularly used in computer. Think about that.
That's true, I guess.
That's insane. They were
I'm
making a
glad you
movie
had,
like this.
the code written down.
Yeah, of course I
I'm
did.
just like, you just typed in a bunch of stuff. Magic missile.
Well, he said those words out loud. That's the
Yeah.
only reason I know it. It's literally he's saying it to him. He goes, period / period dot. Like, I mean, it's so funny. But yeah, so Joey gets there. Joey gets the file, gets all of it. Gets all of
the
it.
whole thing.
While
And
it's going
I love
down,
this visual. Like, it goes from like all the weird math and swirls, and it like actually like
opens up.
turns
They
into
understand
like
it.
an
a real worm
octopus
because
thing.
it's a worm.
It was really
It's
cool.
it's a worm program.
Some like Final Fantasy monster.
But yeah,
It was
again, it's
really cool.
because they figured it. Like they understand
they got
it
the
now.
whole code.
Now that they understand it, they can see it
they
for
can
what
visualize
it is.
it now because that's how these
Again, it
people's
makes
brains
sense,
work.
right? Like it makes sense when you know that that's the gimmick they're going for. It's so great.
It does help the explain the visuals in the movie when you think about it that way too.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just like, wow, there's just a lot of crazy shit happening.
But no, it's not.
It's like,
It
no,
all
that's
makes
what
sense.
that's what the hackers see when they think about this shit.
Yeah, so he downloads this. Everything's good. They fry that motherfucking
Yep, they
Gibson.
fry the
It
whole
is
thing.
gone. Plague watches in real time as it blows. I mean, blows up. That
Yeah.
room gets so
So
bright.
fucking blows up.
There is so much of an electric glow in that
Ooh,
room.
Nice shout.
I couldn't believe it.
What they don't show is Pin actually takes some shrapnel. He gets like hit in the throat. He bleeds to
Wouldn't that be
death.
crazy though?
Not that kind of movie.
As this is happening, we get to see a few crazy fucking things like the Da Vinci virus being truly
killed.
alive now.
It's a sentient virus. It's like,
help me. The cops come in. They do finally find them.
As
They
like
start
right as
arresting
soon as
everybody.
they're all like, yeah.
Dade's got the
Aw.
disc though. He takes the disc. I love this. I love this.
Backhand slings
he throws
it into the trash.
Into the trash can. Then he starts yelling because serial killer was not with them.
Yeah, he was.
He kept
off
himself
somewhere
separated.
else.
We forgot to talk about his.
Oh yeah, we did. His
It's
release
okay.
of tension.
His tension breaker. That's all we need to say. It's really just so that way people can laugh
He makes
about
a
the
funny
fact.
noise.
Yeah.
It's funny.
But yeah, so he was not with everybody else. He was doing the background stuff. Like
Yeah,
he
he
was
rigged
running
the
the
phones
telephone
and
lines.
shit.
Yeah. So he's out, and so get the message to him about what he just did. He just starts yelling.
They're
They're
trashing our
us.
rights.
They're trashing our rights.
us.
Trashing the system. They're trashing.
Trash.
They're trashing the flow of data.
Hack the planet.
Hacked up. And again, he starts screaming once he.
Yeah.
That was their way of saying we understand.
Yep.
I was like, oh man, that's so genius.
Then
But
then
then
cut to
you
him just
see
like
him-
digging through the trash.
And you know that wasn't the first one.
no.
You
It's
know
like
he
the
dug
third
through
or
like
fourth. It's
five
of
trash
them.
cans. Yeah. But he finds it. He gets the disc. And again, the clue when he yelled hack the planet, it wasn't just like the confirmation. It was the telling him, take
it
the
to
disc
Blade
to
and
razor.
Razor.
Yes, razor and blade.
Sorry.
But yeah, and so he goes off to do that. We don't see him for a few minutes. We go to the FBI headquarters.
They're
This
trying
is
to
fucking
interrogate
nuts.
him.
This is fucking
Yep.
nuts. They're still fucking coming down on him. They're like, it's your guys' fault. They're coming
All of you.
They're coming down on Dade. Dade's like, leave her alone
She
at
didn't
least.
even know how to use a computer.
She's just my girlfriend. I was like, oh,
that
dude,
look she gave him.
I
I
was wishful
"You
thinking.
Son of a bitch.
Then he pushes the button after Gil goes out because his mom showed up
Yep.
to talk to him.
Yeah.
It's so that conversation.
His mom's
dude,
a
she
badass.
was ripping him a new one. She's like, "You ain't gonna do nothing of the store. You're gonna."
Oh,
He's
the
like, "Do I-"
media's outside? I'm going to go
No,
talk
that was
to
so
him.
funny. The other agent comes in and goes, "Gil, there's the media you requested are here." And she goes, "Oh, they're outside. I'll talk to them. I got a few things I can tell them." Ma'am, you certainly will. Oh, yes, I will. I'd like to see you stop me. And then they
You'll
cut
go to jail. He's
they-
like, you would have to kill me. I'm still going to go.
They
It's
cut
like,
the
all right.
yeah. Then they finally push the button to stop, and like Kate just looks over and goes like, "Damn, your
Mom's
mom
a badass.
fucking really cares, huh?"
Yeah.
Because none of the rest of the parents in this movie care. We don't see them.
Nope, we don't even see him.
Kate's mom doesn't live in that house. I don't care what they say.
She's off in Tahiti living it up.
But yeah, so while this is going on, we also get our cutaway to Margot and the Plague thinking they had gotten away with
Just
everything.
having sex, man. Just,
Well, and cheersing their
Cheers the
champagne with the
champagne.
cheap plastic cups. Did you notice that they were like plastic champagne glasses?
ain't got a nice one?
I guess it was weird.
Shit, we pulled out the nice ones.
But so they think they've succeeded. They've made it through. Then we go back to the fucking FBI headquarters, right?
Yep.
News is on. Gil's watching himself. That's
On the
what it
news.
is. Gil is watching himself. He is so
Yep,
conceited.
I love watching myself on TV. I look so
and
good.
in the middle of the broadcast, what happens?
Serial pulls a Max Headroom and fucking just hijacks the whole thing.
He
and
tells them everything.
everything.
Where the worm program originated
Who
from.
wrote it, where
that Da
they
Vinci
are.
was actually
Yep.
him. Everything. There's nowhere to hide. Gives
I-
the names, numbers of the bank
Yeah,
account the
bank
money's
account
in,
numbers and shit.
everything. Ends the conversation with,
Yeah, I feel like a guy.
"Hey, I kind of feel like God." And you're like, there's that whole male
I
ego
love
thing.
this shit. It goes over to Margot and the Plague, and they're
And
like,
no-
and she's
and
like,
who?
"Oh my god!"
It goes over to Margot and who?
Well, supposedly the Plague.
Yeah.
She's like looking at the TV, like, "Oh my god, we are so screwed. What do we do?" And looks over, his ass is gone already, poofed out of existence. He's like, "Nope." As soon as that started, I knew
We-
I was fucked.
We see our heroes are set free. As they're being set free, Margot's being walked into the building, and you literally hear her selling him out. I know where his mom lives.
It was Eugene Belford. I can tell you where his mother is.
It's so great. And I got to say, this man really tried to go out. Like,
Dude,
I mean,
he
he tried to
looks
escape hardcore.
completely different here.
He looks like an old man.
He white hair, white beard.
We leave the feds.
Gandalf looking
Yeah,
motherfucker.
we leave the feds to go to our airplane. He is trying to make his escape.
He even has a little accent. He's just like, oh yeah, it's like he's Austrian or something.
And he's going. He thinks he's made it, right?
Yep, goes back to stretch.
Someone brought him a pillow. He's
It looks
reaching
nice.
back, and the
handcuffs.
snap.
Oh, it's Agent Gill. Damn it.
No, and it's so funny because he's like, "We got you, Eugene." He's like, "My name's not Eugene." He tries to sell it. He's
No idea who you're talking
literally the
about.
agent's there, and he's still trying to be like, "That's not me.
Nope, not me.
I'm an old man. My name's Henry."
My name's George.
Oh, Gil, though, I will point out, despite the fact that he just, realized he had gotten played,
Yeah.
has the biggest smile on his face, even smarmier than the on TV
Right,
fucking
when he's like
smiles.
being interviewed.
When he's slapping those handcuffs
It
on
is the
fucking
biggest
Blake,
shit-eating
he
grin.
is just like, yes,
Yeah.
this
Fuck
one
you,
feels
man.
good. This one feels
That's what
good.
you get for trying to one-up me, man, motherfucker.
We're basically finished though, right? We're gonna wrap
Yeah,
this
that's
up.
like the end of the movie.
All we have left is Dade and Kate walking together. We see that they were on their date.
No,
She's in her dress,
Is
which
he in the-
means we know he won. Now, that being said,
Did he wear the lingerie?
did you notice the jacket that he's wearing looked a lot like a fucking dress? Like, it was very
little bit.
poofy
Yeah, it was
in the
little-
bottom and shit.
It's his Starfleet dress
It
uniforms.
was like tight waisted. Like, I mean, I was at first. I'm always like, did you both wear dresses? Was it a tie?
That was the deal. I mean,
But yeah, they have their talk. They everything's good. It's a great date. They're having a good time. They end up though in a pool
on a roof.
on a roof. We got to make it go full circle,
right?
He's talking about how he won, and she's like, "I still think that's bullshit." And he's like, "Well, I mean, they really only said I won because they knew I'd never get a date with you anyway."
And you are pretty elite. And he's like,
No,
you
he's-
just said that to begin
He says, "And I mean, I guess you're elite. You could have just said that from the beginning and saved us all
all
a lot
this,
of
like
trouble."
this whole fucking hour and 45 minutes.
And then before we finish, the very last thing we see is he points out from their pool on the roof over to two other skyscrapers to see crash and burn.
in the windows. Aw.
Sweet. And that's it. That's our
He's
movie.
a romantic hacker.
That's our movie.
It was good. I liked it.
love this movie. I'm glad you enjoyed it because I know every time I kept saying I wanted
Would
to
you
do
like?
it.
How sad would you have been if I came in here and be like, "This movie sucks"?
Why? But I knew you couldn't.
I fucking
I knew
hate this movie. It was
there's
trash,
no
man.
way. It's so good. The look on your face every time I would say I want to do this, and I knew you hadn't seen it. You would always have that look like you do when I talk about technology,
It's
like that look of like eyes glassing over, like oh,
don't understand.
And I kept trying to tell you like it's not real, like it's about it, but it's not. Like
the
it's
tech stuff comes across a lot like Star Trek.
it's
technobabble.
technobabble.
Yeah,
They are 100% like you don't need to know it.
Don't
They
need
are
it.
spouting it off knowing that most people will not know what
It just
is.
sounds cool.
Yes. Sometimes it's not true.
Like rerouting your EPS conduits through the tachyon flow
Thank you.
regulator so the warp core doesn't explode.
But so they pull this off, and they pull this off really well. It's great. I
Yeah.
absolutely adore this movie. The
Very
visuals are intense.
Dude, no, that's the best thing about this entire movie is the visual fucking ride that you get to go on.
It's great. It's well
you
worth
could
it.
almost watch it with the sound off and
I
just watch the
highly
cool
recommend
computer shit.
everybody give this one a
Everybody
try.
go check out Hackers.
On to our drink before we leave.
Fantastic.
This was amazing.
This was awesome. And it's kind of
I noticed the sour got to you less and less as you were going.
so the alcohol helps with that. And it's really good. And it's pink.
It matches the can.
It does. It's like a pinky purple color, and I love purple, and it makes me happy.
Yeah, it was
So,
definitely delicious.
Everybody go try some Rhinegeist Electric Glow.
All right.
Fruited sour.
and then
And watch Hackers at
Yeah.
the same time.
and then what are we gonna do next time, man? What are we drinking?
Next time, we've got Boulevard Brewing Company's Tank 7.
Now again, this is just like today's
Just
episode.
like today.
There's no contest. There's
No
no
game.
game. You don't need to worry. This is for Tank Girl.
Tank Girl.
We're
gonna
watching
watch Tank Girl.
our third in our poll. We're gonna have a fun time with that one. After this, guys, back to the game.
Back to
Be
the game.
ready to have to put your thinking caps on to try to figure it out.
Thinking
we won't
caps
tell
or
you
tinfoil hats, whichever
whichever
apply.
works best. But yeah, so next week we will definitely be ending. We will be watching Tank Girl and drinking some Tank 7.
It's gonna be great.
All right. On that note, I think we're done, man. We're out.
Me too. Couldn't think of a joke for computer hacking shit. I'm too dumb. Hack the planet!